Back champions, and Patrick Mahomes is your MVP. Third time he's won that award. The Chiefs will now celebrate with a parade on Wednesday. Cowboys have still not officially added a new defensive coordinator. Reports last week said Mike Zimmer was expected to get that job, but ESPN's Adam Schefter says Rex Ryan is still in the mix.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Wow, we're back in studio.
We're back. More importantly, we survived. 6 days in Las Vegas is 3 too many.
I'm not sure we survived yet. The jury's still out. I'm not sure, man. Yesterday, I felt like I'd run 50 miles.
Well, we walked.
We did.
We were averaging about, 6 to 10 miles a day?
I would say, yeah. We had to walk everywhere, and just getting from the parking lot at Mandalay Bay to Radio Row was a hell of a walk.
And again, those of you that keep track of that on your watches, like Reinagel and Rob, I'm just going with you. Our steps were fairly close to each other. The drawback of that is my wife is like, you've been talking about getting back into your walk routine, and it's warmer now, so you've got a good jump start on it.
Yeah, exactly. I know my watch is going to look at me after a couple of days and say, hey, you lazy dude.
You alive?
Start walking.
Check 1, 2. You alive? Get up.
Man, what a trip, though. Huh?
It was a great trip in Las Vegas. Now that we're back, because nobody's, and I'm not saying this to look for any kind of sympathy, because I know there is none coming, right? But Radio Row Week is it's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work, and you are on the go. Like, in my Uber receipts, my boss is going to look at those, as he does every year, and say, "You've got an Uber at 8:12 in the morning? I didn't know you knew what that was."
Exactly.
Right? And again, that's kind of the way it goes until, even though we were done with our show at 4:00, there was stuff to do almost every night except Wednesday night. So you're just on the go. You don't get a lot of sleep. It doesn't matter. Your liver needs a little bit of a break, and that's fine too. But I mean, it is a lot of work. But by saying that, last week, I know we didn't take calls. I know we didn't respond. I didn't respond to a lot of tweets or messages on YouTube, just because there's so much going on. The guests, one right after another. It's like you just want to come up for air and breathe. Yeah. I mean, calls home to your wife after work, or 5 minutes at most, because you're A to B. So,
well, yeah, and no sympathy is, obviously you're not getting that. It was a great trip. The good part about it, all of that stuff, with the access that we had this year, and it was my third Super Bowl with you guys since San Antonio Sports Star, since coming here. I think it's the most access that I've had in the 3 trips that we have been out there. And it was, man, I mean, you talk big name after big name after big name.
Radio Row is so much fun. And you talk about access, and you talked about that, 25 years doing television. Yeah. For TV guys, you might get somebody for one question, maybe 2, in not 15 minutes, and not necessarily the level of star power, although certainly some big names that are getting on TV, but the volume of interviews. I mean, 8 hours a day we were live out there between the morning huddle and the Blitz, and I want to say 48 interviews. Is that what we did? 48? I mean, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
And a lot of behind the scenes coordination, getting all that set up and times and that sort of thing. But to the point that if you missed interviews, go to sasportstar.com. You can listen to them in the audio vault, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. The YouTube videos are there. People have been asking me, friends tweeting about Kevin Harlan and how great he was, Carrot Top and how great he was, Wayne Newton, Emmitt Smith, Daryl Johnston, the Cowboys. But then, like Dan Marino, who was on with Rob and RJ, and, some of
Bruce Smith, who was on with us.
So if you missed any of that, go to the website. But if you've got questions or you just want to know background, you want to know how Rob really lost the damn car. I'm thinking of all the things that people have asked me about, either when I walked into the office today about 12:30 or friends that have texted me over the weekend. Now's the time to do it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You want to know what something was really like? We'll get into it. And yes, Rob really did lose the damn car, and we had to get security to go find it.
And the security guy found it in about 5 minutes.
Well, and again, I think we all know, okay, nobody is surprised that Rob lost the car. How in the hell RJ Ochoa lost the car is, I think, more surprising and maybe a little bit more disappointing.
Well, to those guys' defense, though, I mean, they got to Mandalay Bay at like 3:15 in the morning.
They did.
After, 4 hours sleep, maybe 5.
Those guys slept like babies this week.
I guess, but still, 3:15 in the morning is early. Yeah, I mean, there were times we were going home at 3:15.
They only left for work one time that we weren't home yet.
Yes. And so, to their defense, I wouldn't have remembered where the hell I parked the car either. But we walked that parking garage for an hour at least looking for that damn car. And Rob's got the little, key fob out and punching it, and it was nowhere to be found. Was it towed? We asked that question. Was it stolen? No.
Well, finally, because at some point, you, me, Spence, and Erica said, you guys go find the car and call us when you find it.
Exactly.
Because we had walked. Well, see, RJ thought it was on the second level. Rob thought it was on the fourth. And then a security guy walked by, and I was like, hey, man, question for you. Knucklehead, you lose a car. How do you find it here? One, was it towed? Because wouldn't surprise me if they parked somewhere they weren't supposed to park. Said, no, nobody's car was towed today. Right? Maybe it's stolen. It's like, well, where's the key fob? Now, Rob has it, and he's looking for it. All right, find Rob, find me, and I'll go find it on my bike, and I'll find this thing in no time. And he did. Turned out it was on the fifth level.
Fifth level.
Not the second or fourth. And in a different garage in which we were looking at.
Yeah, the whole thing was weird. And
which I blame on 3:15 a.m.
It's almost like the security guard knew.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he's done that before.
I've done it.
That's in his job description.
Exactly. So anyway, we found the car finally. And so what was that, Thursday or Wednesday?
No, that was Wednesday.
So they were taking pictures of it the next 2 days so they wouldn't forget.
Yeah, proof of life.
Yes.
This is where the car is parked.
Yes.
Level 2, spot 87.
Dude, it was quite true. Rob didn't hurt himself, and that's a good thing.
The only injury to report was Tim Spence.
Yeah, he fell off one of the multiple levels of the house.
I wasn't even going to tell that story.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Oh, I didn't see it, but Rob said that it happened.
I was gonna, rehash the broken tooth on day one. I mean, we were in Vegas 3 hours, and he broke a tooth on a French fry,
and then had to go. He was at the dentist for like 4 hours.
Yes,
getting this thing put on.
Yes,
a new crown.
But in reality, so our house had steps that it didn't need to have.
It was multi levels,
lots of stairs. There was not a room that was on the same level. I don't know. The stair guy made a fortune. The crown molding guy made a fortune in designing this house. I really thought Rob would hurt himself just coming out of his bedroom, because he walked right out. There was a pool table and then a step, and you had to take that, go down the step to get around the pool table and then step back up to get back into the kitchen. I thought at some point Rob would just completely miss that step. He did not, or never told us.
Not that he told us. So yeah, obviously didn't hurt himself bad enough to tell us, but he tells the story that Spence fell off of that thing.
Well, so down into the living room, and where Spence's room was, that was, I don't know, level 1 or -1, whatever it was, because there were 3 steps down, and then he had to take a couple more steps to get to his bedroom. So Tim Spence, the brilliance that is Tim Spence, his goal, his our pre-planning meetings, I'm going to get up every morning and drive Rob and RJ to work, right? And he did that on Monday, day 1. And then course, get up and drive us to work at 8:30, and we would all go there, and we would be good. That lasted one day. So I guess it was a Tuesday morning or Wednesday, whatever day it was. Spence texted the boys because they were already asleep. All right, guys, it was after the media party.
Yeah.
And Rob and RJ, being grown, responsible adults, left early so they could go to bed. We did not. Spence did not, although I'm not sure when Spence left, but apparently he texted them, I left the keys on the counter, drive yourselves.
Yeah.
He didn't leave the keys on the counter. So Rob's tearing up the house. RJ's tearing up the kitchen area looking for the keys. They're not there. So they're pounding on his door to wake his ass up to get the keys because he had them. And apparently, according to Rob, after he delivered the keys, he completely missed the stairs going back down to his room. Now,
that's what happened.
I get that too, because, you're waking up in the middle of the night. Here's your damn keys.
Jeez.
Go to bed. I'm going back to bed. But apparently he missed steps, but did not put a hole in the wall. That's what Rob's concern was as he hit. I don't know if he hit the floor. It was just a stumble.
A stumble.
Down a bunch of stairs.
Well, Tim's not the most graceful dude in the world, so I'm surprised that he didn't,
the wall held him up.
Apparently. Yeah, he said Grace and Tim Spence just don't really go together. So good time, though, everybody. No major problems.
We survived.
We survived.
We survived.
It was a great trip. And again, you talk about a business trip, and, we have our fun. Don't get me wrong. But as a business trip goes, very successful.
Very successful. And Las Vegas as a host city, while there were some traffic issues that you would anticipate, there were some stupid maneuvering of people designs that I still haven't figured out who thought this was a good idea. All in all, a very successful Super Bowl week. And Las Vegas will be in the rotation, according to Roger Goodell. You kind of figure New Orleans is going to be there. Vegas is going to be there. San Francisco, it seems like, is going to be there. Probably Atlanta every 4 or 5 years. And then you'll get a random city in there like Dallas maybe, or I hope they never go back to Minnesota, but as a host city, they did a fantastic job outside of putting Radio Row in the food court at the Mall of America. But everything else in Minnesota was great. But there was those staple cities that can host big events, and Vegas, as you said, for your 3, and this was my 13th, but for your 3, Los Angeles was the one right after COVID.
Yeah.
And it was light. Last year was a little bit more normal. This felt normal.
It was crazy. I mean, by Wednesday, Radio Row was packed, and big time celebrities walking through there. So it was great, and we appreciate all of them sitting down with us that did. And it was just a great time. A lot of good and again, Jason mentioned this earlier. If you missed anything, go to our AA Best Bail Bonds audio vault and check it out.
SASportsStar.com is the website. Now, as you heard on the Blitz all last week from one of us, me.
Yeah.
And Friday with our official predictions, do not bet against Patrick Mahomes.
That guy.
Yep.
The greatness that is Patrick Mahomes.
Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs going back-to-back. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle, 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Hey, have you been to the Big Blind yet? If not, why not? The place is fantastic. It is a brand new upscale poker room, the best in San Antonio, and it caters to players from all abilities. And in fact, this week, they're running a promotion called Morning Glory. Today through Thursday, 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. It's a $1,000 Texas free roll. And it's a lot of fun, but they're doing it. And as they open up in the morning, So get out there early, play poker. You're going to love it. I hope you got out there yesterday for the Super Bowl because they were having a big deal out there. They're going to have something going on all the time. And why not? They want to entertain you. That is the whole purpose of the Big Blind. It is the best poker room in San Antonio. They got daily cash games, weekly, monthly tournaments. It's really celebrating the spirit of poker. And look, it's from the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant. Big Blind offers food and beverages served to your table. They have a full bar, and of course, all the games on TVs. There's TVs everywhere in the Big Blind, as you would expect, just like the Roo Pub. They are open, and again, Morning Glory all this week, 10:15 a.m. to 8:15 p.m., a $1,000 Texas free roll. Go see them at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B today.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys, bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save on bulk purchases of select insulation from trusted brands like Green Fiber. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 6 or more select interior pre-hung and slab doors. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party,
Let's stay up all night. Yeah!
a sleep-deprived girl, an early morning paper route, and a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First and goal at the 3. Lining up in the clock at 10 seconds and ticking. In the shotgun, Mahomes. 4-man front, receiver in motion, low snap. He runs and he throws, caught, touchdown. It's caught. Hardman caught the ball. The Chiefs have won. The Chiefs have won. The entire bench empties. Chasing Mahomes in the end zone. Their third Super Bowl in 5 years. The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It is a dynasty.
The great Kevin Harlan, as you heard yesterday here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star on Westwood 1. Kevin Harlan, fantastic. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's the Blitz. Kansas City. Never bet against Patrick Mahomes, Joe.
Well, I did.
I know.
I did. I bet against Mahomes, and I was feeling pretty good most of the day until overtime, and San Francisco kicks that field goal. I said, it's over. Mahomes is going to win.
Yes.
I said it right there. So I had a little time to, get over it even before the game was over. You knew he was coming back. You knew he was going to win that game right there.
It's so, one, what a great Super Bowl.
It was great.
I know in the first half it was kind of boring.
See, I didn't think so,
but
man.
You had great defenses, and so many people thought we would see the offense explode. First half, San Francisco was by far the better football team.
Yep.
They didn't score touchdowns.
That's it.
You give Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes extra time during halftime, during a fantastic halftime Super Bowl show by Usher. Although I thought the sound was a little off on CBS, but second half, they figured it out. Give those defenses credit. People are wanting to hammer Brock Purdy. He played well. I thought Kyle Shanahan, again, not ready for the moment, got away from the run game. The Kansas City defense covering well. The pressure that was coming, Brock Purdy had to get rid of it in a hurry. Some of those plays just didn't have time to develop. And then Kyle Shanahan makes the brilliant decision in overtime to take the ball first, which nobody does. Nobody takes the ball first when you get the option in overtime. You want it second.
But think about this. They get down to the 5-yard line. Had they scored there, he's a genius. He's a genius.
Well,
I'm even think, because they're on the 5-yard line, why not take a shot into the end zone? I get taking the lead, the 3 points and all of that, but I'm thinking, man, go for it here. Just go for it. And even if you don't miss it, they're at the 5-yard line. They got to drive the field.
But they would only need a field goal then to win.
I get that.
I mean, Dan Campbell's not coaching this game. Kyle Shanahan is.
I wish he would have gone for
it. I'm just surprised that he took the ball first. The idea is you need to know what you need. And,
sure.
And that's why most people go second. And quite frankly, special teams certainly favored Kansas City going into the game, and they certainly did in the game, although, the prop bet I had, a 5 field goal, certainly paid off. But I look at, everybody wants to hammer Moody because he had that kick blocked, and it was on him. That was the snap was flying.
Yeah.
In the weird play where the ball bounced off the dude's foot. I mean, stuff happens.
It happens.
But I still believe, even if Moody makes that extra point and they're up 4 instead of 3, because there he did go for it. Instead of taking the field goal, he went for the touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with 1:50 or whatever it was to drive down the field, even with 6 seconds left, and they missed that pass to Kelsey. I'm surprised Andy Reid didn't take one more shot in the end zone and try to win it in regulation. You had 6 seconds. Plays generally take 4 to 5. I know that's a bit of a risk, but hell, you're in Las Vegas. But they took the field goal and still felt like they were going to win that game.
Well, it was crazy the way that thing played out. I think it's one of the best Super Bowls we've seen, and last year's was pretty good too, if you'll recall. But this Patrick Mahomes, I hope people are not taking this dude for granted, because you watch this guy and we are seeing greatness. I mean, before our eyes. We got to see it with Tom Brady, and we're seeing it again with Patrick Mahomes, and it's just incredible. He makes plays when he has to make plays, and you can't teach that. You can't teach it. Mahomes has just got this instinct that nobody else has, and it's fantastic to watch. Even though it costs me money, I appreciate,
and a beer bet. More importantly, it costs you a beer bet.
What the hell happened yesterday?
When you look at that, Mahomes is so special. And he didn't play a great game. I did not think he was going to win MVP until that drive in overtime. And in that drive in overtime, it was all Patrick Mahomes. Just looking in the official game book, when he starts rolling down, I mean, the runs, don't take the ball out of his hands. I mean, was that a 75-yard drive?
Yeah.
And he had 69 of those yards?
Uh-huh.
Either passing or his running ability?
Yes.
It's just incredible. That wins him MVP. In our group chat last night, I was thinking, well, which kicker is going to win MVP? Because at that point, you look at a couple of 50-yarders, it was going to be that or Jennings from San Francisco. Had San Francisco won, I would have voted either for Moody, a couple of 50-yard bombs, or Jennings, who threw a touchdown pass and caught a touchdown pass.
Yes, he did.
I mean, Deebo Samuel was worthless. Brandon Ayuk wasn't all that great. Christian McCaffrey was Christian McCaffrey. But Jennings, of all people?
Yeah, well, somebody else had to step up. They did a great job on Samuels. I thought Kansas City did a great job on him. And San Francisco did a hell of a job on Travis Kelce in that first half.
Yep.
But coming out of halftime, and I think the extended, they made the adjustments they needed to make.
What do you have? One catch in the first half.
Yeah.
For 1 yard. And in this, Travis Kelce ends with 9 catches, 93 yards. Do the math. 10 targets in the game. Kansas City gets back-to-back. They're third in 5 years. Yes, Travis Kelce, they are a dynasty.
What people call us. I know I'm back-to-back, and I won 3 in whatever years. Y'all can call us a dynasty. You can call us whatever you guys want. I know what we got is something more special than really what you see in the NFL. It's because the guys in this locker room and the head coach.
I mean, it's a dynasty. There's no question about it. I mean, it is a dynasty, and they're not done. I mean, Patrick Mahomes proved this year he doesn't need a lot of talent around him to win games. And so, you can talk salary cap, and they got to retool and do it. I don't think Patrick Mahomes cares. He's going to get it done one way or the other. And as you pointed out earlier before you started the show, they're the favorite to win it next year.
They're the favorite to win it next year. On YouTube, one of the comments, Mr. De La Rosa, saying already that he's better than Brady. He's getting into that GOAT category.
Sure,
he's got to win a few more.
Pump the brakes.
He's 28 years old. There are a couple of things, and I saw I think it was Ryan Leaf that tweeted out that Patrick Mahomes proving that you can have an expensive quarterback win a Super Bowl. I don't know if I agree with that. He's the biggest cap number this year, and he's the most special quarterback on planet Earth as we speak. I don't know that many others could go without wide receivers and win Super Bowls, like the Cowboys playing without linebackers. At some point it's going to cost you. You go on the road, this playoff run, and you're the underdog in every game.
Every one.
And yet you find a way to win because of number 15. You've got a special player, and if you're Kansas City, you're fortunate, because I'm guessing that next year, Patrick will – there's already talk that he'll renegotiate his deal, and he'll probably renegotiate his deal if he gets a bona fide wide receiver. You got to wonder about Travis Kelce's future.
Well, they both said yesterday, and it was the emotion of the moment. I say both, Kelce and Andy Reid, that they're coming back.
Well, and Jason Kelce might be done. Travis Kelce, for a lot of this year, looked like he might be on his last leg. Playoffs roll around, and he found another level.
Yep.
And I tell you what, that dude's intensity level, his want to win is certainly there. Early in the game, when he just, attacks Andy Reid, damn near knocked over Mr. Kool-Aid Man. Andy Reid was caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he caught me off balance. I wasn't watching. Cheap shot, but that's all right. He did good. He was really coming over just put me in. I'll score. So that's really what it was. Well, I love that. I mean, it's not the first time. So I appreciate him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what he did, I wish he wouldn't have done that. It was not a good look for Travis Kelce. I understand the emotion of all of that. It just wasn't a good look for him. But, apparently they've done this before, and Andy Reid's cool with it. And so I guess I'm cool with it. I mean, if he's cool with it, I'm cool. It was just a bad look.
It was frustration boiling over early in a game, too.
Well, that was when Pacheco fumbled.
Yeah.
And I think Kelce was upset he wasn't in the game.
He wasn't in the game, and the backup tight end missed the block. And that guy was supposed to block caused the fumble. But still, keeping your emotions. But we see it. It doesn't matter what game you're watching. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Body language on a sideline is important for fans as you're watching the game. We see it all the time with a guy like CeeDee Lamb. Like, dude, he looks mad. Now he's checked out of the game. The passion is there. When you win the game, it kind of becomes a non-story. Had the Chiefs lost the game, that might be a bigger story on the Kansas City sideline. I think one of the other big stories is overall preparedness.
Crazy.
It's nuts that Kansas City was prepared for overtime with the new overtime rules, and San Francisco players, one right after the other, clueless on the rules. We'll dive into that and take your phone calls as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. When I say injuries happen, I mean, you saw a dude for San Francisco walking onto the field blowing Achilles last night. Those things can go just like that. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs got to leave the country to try to win a game. They're in Toronto. They're 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. Let's see if they can stop the Schneid.
The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but the Dallas Cowboys exist. And we'll tell you what's coming up next with them. We start at 6 a.m. Bring the coffee, bring the water. Who cares? Just bring yourself.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Do you ever feel hot spots or cold drafts around your home while watching your favorite team play? Your windows may be to blame. Call Maverick Windows today at 800-972-3631 and sign up for a free quote and get back in the end zone. That's 800-972-3631.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you.
With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high temperature performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through March 4th, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge or Edge High Mileage Full Synthetic and an oil filter for $36.99. Only at AutoZone.
Claim based on Sequence 3H test versus API SP test limits.
Sick and tired of achy joints? Dread the idea of surgery? You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, it's James Spudger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, the state of healthcare is always changing. The old ideas like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative and non-surgical drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain from arthritis or injury. Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics' advanced state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, reclaim your independence, walk, run, play, and live without the danger and trauma of surgery and without harmful drugs. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is Joe Reinagle from the Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, who's that guy?
You're listening to the Blitz.
Wow.
You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason. Back from Vegas yesterday. I got to admit, man, Saturday night, we get home. We land about 6-ish on Saturday.
Yep.
And I had every intention of going and seeing my buddy's band Kingdom Collapse. They were playing at Fitzgerald's. I even bought tickets. Bought tickets a week ago before we left just to make sure I wouldn't blow it off. Get home, my wife made a nice lasagna for dinner, and I'm like, all right. So I texted Aaron. I'm like, what time do you guys go on? He's like 11.
Oh, no.
Hey, well, I'm not going that early. Because I know bands are on like 8 o'clock. He's like, oh, you're going to like this band. They go on at 8. I'm not making 8 o'clock. I'm not going at 8 o'clock and staying until 12:30 because I was tired. And then it's like, all right, well, we're going to eat, relax a little bit, and then we'll go out. Probably 9:30. I fell asleep in my recliner. I woke up. I don't know what time. I look over. Joanna's asleep on the couch. It's like 1 something, and I go to bed. Totally missed the show.
Yeah.
Totally missed the show.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, it was, I tell you what, it was, I felt I was okay Saturday. No problem. Waking up on Sunday, though, it's like, man, I don't want to do anything. Well, then if, got a Super Bowl party the wife wants to go to. So we did that.
Well, my wife had bought so much food. Now, originally it was going to be wings, but we had wings every day for lunch on Radio Row. I didn't want anything to do with wings. So then she went over to Tri-County and got some ribs and some sausage, and there was all this food. So I did ribs yesterday, and I did the wings because she could do that for meal prep for the week. But I had a lot of food for 2 people. I even texted Pledge at one point, dude, after your Twin Peaks remote, if you want to come over, man, I got a lot of food, but I ain't having a party. If you want to sit on the couch and not say a word, come on over.
Exactly.
Pledge didn't show up.
He knew I'd bring him leftovers. Do that.
Well,
sit on the couch and not say a word. I'm not sure he could do that. So that was probably the deciding factor. These Pledge's got to talk.
I tell you what, though, if you did, my ribs were good.
They look good.
There's some in the office.
Well, your sausage was good. I had a piece of sausage.
Yeah, the sausage was good. That's all from Tri-County. If you did some grilling yesterday, and we know you did because I saw a lot of people posting what was on their grill, upload those photos, sasportstar.com. The Grilling with the Blitz page, I expect it to be full with a lot of Super Bowl spreads. And if you're a Traeger guy, you know it was Traeger Day, so you're trying to win a new Traeger, so you were posting.
Yeah.
I know I was.
I didn't have the energy to Traeger yesterday. So
that's pretty pathetic if you didn't have the energy to Traeger.
No Traegering yesterday. So I went to a house, friends, and ate everything that they cooked. So that was good.
Yep.
I enjoyed that.
Yep. You know what today is?
What?
Technically speaking, today is this radio station's 16th birthday.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Wow.
Technically, it was yesterday, but we started February 11th, 2008, the day after that Super Bowl.
Well, happy birthday to Alpha Media and the radio station and all of that.
Think about
San
all the
Antonio
changes
Sports
back
Star.
then. It was just...
Well, happy birthday to you too,
Yeah,
by the way.
thank
Your
you.
birthday was on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was one of the more interesting birthdays I've ever had.
I wasn't going to say anything because, geez, I wish you happy birthday about a million times Friday night into Saturday.
Dude, we celebrated every time zone. Like in the East Coast, it's your birthday.
That's right. We did.
In Central, it's in Vegas time. It's your birthday.
Dude, Friday night was a lot of fun.
Friday night in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because nobody had to get up. And even Rob Thompson was making up for lost time. So he had a good time. And man, it was I finally got to go to the El Cortez, got to see that place. Actually won some money there.
Dude, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Reinagle won everywhere he went.
I did. I had a good trip.
Joe Reinagle came home with a lot more money than he left with.
I did. It was crazy. We sat at the blackjack table at the El Cortez, and 2 hours probably
Easy.
at the same table.
Same table. Well, it was nice. So when we go into it was crazy packed.
Yes, it was. Yes,
and
it was.
So Joe did see the tables with the coolers behind them, but there was they added in extra tables because of the crowd that were at the El Cortez, $50 minimums, right?
Yeah.
At the El Cortez. And I was like, dude, we got a group of 5.
Yeah.
We're going to take up this whole table, but we're not playing 50.
No.
And so the pit boss lowered it to 15.
He did.
Thankfully, which is still too much at the El Cortez.
The El Cortez.
They did not have their $5 blackjack going, but we sat there and played forever. Just the 5 of us at the table. Well, and then Tim, when he ran out of money, which is pretty quick, man, scared money loses fast. And Tim, he was out of there. So it was 4 of us, but we were doing a good job of not letting anybody take that final seat. And all of us did well playing blackjack there for as long as we did. Then we get to Circa. I don't even remember what time we got to Circa.
That place is really nice.
It really is. And Joe walking down Fremont. Joe Reinagle has never been to Fremont.
Well, it's been a while because
not when they added
No. You used to go to the Golden Nugget
and all of that. The Fremont experience was just fairly new. And I kind of felt like I was walking down there with like my mom and dad. You're looking around and the naked people over there taking pictures and
bands playing down there.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't know what was the casino we walked into that we stayed about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's the one place we all lost.
Yeah, we did.
That wasn't Fort Queens. It was,
I don't know what it was.
I don't know. It was on the way to Circa from the El Cortez, and then we passed a band that could easily be playing at the Aztec Theater soon.
Yeah,
Steel Panther. I mean, it was like this 80s rock band. These guys are trying to be, I don't know, Guns N' Roses and then Motley Crue. Steel Panther. What would you say? They're like an 80s, 90s hair band. A lot of fun show. I know in Vegas, there's a band that I see a lot down there called Spandex Nation. Steel Panther and Spandex Nation could be one and the same. But if you want to go see Steel Panther May 18th at the Aztec Theater, we got a pair of tickets to give away right now. Caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9, you're going to go see Steel Panther at the Aztec Theater.
Is that the band that Mark Wahlberg was in, the rock star?
I want to
Sounds
say,
like it, doesn't it?
Well,
That's Steel Dragon.
Steel Dragon.
That's what it was.
And
yeah.
so they're kind of a knockoff. They're Panthers, not dragons. It's the same thing. They probably wear jean jackets with clothespins in them.
I'm sure they do. That'll be a fun show.
You have no idea what that reference is, do you?
Say it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good time. Steel Panther. It'll be a fun show.
Yeah, it will be.
And walking up and down Fremont, actually just walking up to Circa was a lot of fun. And yeah, and for those of you wishing me a happy birthday on the comments, appreciate that. I'm not sure what some of those are. Carlos says if I'm at the Roo Pub Thursday, he'll get me a drink.
Nice.
I don't know that I'll be there Thursday, but I do know the Blitz will be broadcasting live Friday at the Roo Pub from 2 to 6.
Well,
so Carlos, go Thursday and then go back on Friday.
Rising Stars game.
That's it.
We'll get you ready for.
That's it.
If Victor's not too tired.
We'll get into that.
All right,
later.
we will, yeah.
We'll get into that.
Bunch of 20-year-olds that are tired.
Kansas City wins the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy had a great first half and a subpar second half. And a lot of Brock Purdy negativity over the last, what I was listening to today from the different morning shows. But I got to say, I mean, Brock Purdy's numbers weren't great in the second half.
No.
And I credit Kansas City's defense for that. But the last couple of times Brock Purdy walked off the field, his team had the lead, which is, as a quarterback, all you can ask for.
That's exactly right.
Mike wants to talk about Brock Purdy. Hey, Mike, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, so I've heard you guys give a lot of interviews, and you always do great lead-ins. I feel like that was a great lead-in to my question. Do you feel like Brock Purdy is a game manager, or you feel like he just got beat by a better quarterback?
Yes, but Mike, let me ask you, when you hear game manager, do you think of that as a negative?
Yes, I feel like it's kind of a system quarterback. He couldn't flourish anywhere other than where he is kind of guy.
But Mike, you realize every quarterback is in a system, and every quarterback's job is to manage the game.
Kind of like, I mean, you talk about Brady, and he can go to a different team and still win under different coaches and different systems.
Wasn't it? No, they put in Brady's system in Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, Brock Purdy is in a great situation. Every quarterback needs to have success, to be in a right situation, a coach that will play to their strengths. And coaches will adjust depending on, do you have better tight ends or better wide receivers? You know, to compare a Brock Purdy to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the system, right?
Sure.
And Andy Reid calls plays that fit his quarterback at the right time. You know, I mentioned earlier in the show with 6 seconds left in regulation, I'm surprised Kansas City didn't try to run another play. And I see in the comments on our YouTube, John Robbins says Mahomes has never taken a 3-step drop and fired in his life. Running another play with 6 seconds would have been too much of a gamble. I'm sure that was probably Andy Reid's thoughts.
They did the right thing there.
And he knows his quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, extra point, they would have run another play.
Well, they would have had to have.
Yeah.
You can't, because there would have been no point. But yeah, they would have had to. But still, look, the Brock Purdy thing, what Brock Purdy's got to get better at, and I think Brock Purdy's going to be a good quarterback, although I'm seeing reports now that the Niners may go after Kirk Cousins. And I've seen that, and that's a possibility. Having said all of that, Kansas City's defense figured out Purdy. All you have to do is raise your hands. They were getting to him.
Yep.
He had plenty of time, especially in the first half. But how many batted balls did he have yesterday? I count at least 5. And all of those batted balls, I think, would have been completions. So he's got to figure out a way to get that done. Quarterbacks that are not tall, like Brock Purdy, with probably 6 foot, 6'1". I mean, you've got to figure out a way to get the ball through those lines. And I honestly believe the adjustment that Spagnuolo made was just raise your hand. They did, and they knocked down some passes. I thought they did an excellent job of that.
Well, they did, and again in the first half, and I'm trying to find, looking up real quick, the first half summary. Brock Purdy was 10 of 15 for 123 yards, and he finishes the game 23 of 38 for 255. I mean, the San Francisco defense was better. I think part of it is they were kicking field goals and not scoring touchdowns. You know, Patrick Mahomes throws a rare postseason interception and you don't cash it in. You know, both teams fumbled in the red zone, so that kind of cancels each other out. And then San Francisco had the weird play, the weird bounce on a special teams play. That one play later, Kansas City catches in for a touchdown. That was the difference in the game, and Brock Purdy has nothing to do with that.
I think Brock Purdy played well. I mean, his first Super Bowl, look, I think he's going to be a good quarterback, regardless of whether you think he's a system quarterback or whatever. But look, there's stars, and I think that Christian McCaffrey fumble was huge. And I know it was early in the game, first drive of the game, but if they score there, I just think that makes all the difference in the world. That changed the momentum immediately because San Francisco was getting no problem, no issue going down the field. They were doing whatever they wanted to do. And when McCaffrey fumbled that football, it just kind of changed the entire tone, I thought, of the game. It became a defensive game from that point in time on.
It really did because San Francisco dominated time of possession. They dominated the line of scrimmage. They dominated the first half, yet their first half, fumble, punt, field goal, punt, finally a touchdown and a half. For them to only have 10 points at halftime the way they dominated, I felt good in the second half that Kansas City was going to win. I thought they might actually pull away and win by a lot because, you know, you look at Kansas City, punt, fumble, punt, field goal. You know, that was their first half.
Yeah, they needed to score. They needed to take advantage of that. Both defenses played really well, though. I mean, credit San Francisco's defense for keeping Mahomes in check, especially in that first half, and Travis Kelce for that matter, and that Kansas City defense, I think, very underrated for the most part. Everybody talks about Patrick Mahomes, but that Kansas City defense is good. And having said that, I think, and they took Deebo Samuels away. I mean, but Brock Purdy still managed to get it done. I think Brock Purdy deserves a lot of credit. He needed to win that game to get people off his back, and the fact that he didn't, they're going to stay on it.
And then you hear this Kirk Cousins stuff, which I find, I don't know. I mean, and if you're Brock Purdy, you know, now I get last year, if we can get Tom Brady for one more year, you're going to the bench. All right, well, dude, that's the GOAT. Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
And to pay Kirk Cousins that kind of money. I mean, Brock Purdy, if he comes back next year as the starter and he's not replaced by Kirk Cousins, then, and I find that laughable, to be honest. So I expect Brock Purdy to be back. And then, yeah, he's going to be a $50 million or 55. Say, whenever he signs, whatever the going rate is in 2 years, that's what he's going to get. He's going to get a max contract. He is that kind of starting quarterback. Kyle Shanahan, though, I thought the second half was more on Kyle Shanahan getting away from the run. They did not run the ball in the second half the way they did in the first half. There were a couple of drives where they went 3 and out, and I don't know how many times they actually ran the ball on those. And so not only are you 3 and out, but you're not taking time off the clock.
Well, and it showed because they were getting pressure on Purdy, not worried about the run anymore, and then they were getting pressure on him. So, look, Kansas City did a great job. It was a great football game in my mind. You know, everybody was talking about how boring the first half. I didn't think so. I thought it was a great first half, and I thought overall the entire game was fantastic. And especially you have a game going to overtime, and, you know, Patrick Mahomes working his magic the way Patrick Mahomes does. To me, it was a great ending and a great football game.
The Mahomes magic.
Yes. He's incredible.
He really is incredible. And 25-22, not many had that score prediction. Apparently some TV anchor in Lubbock went on a limb and said 25-22.
TV anchors are pretty smart.
That guy didn't sound smart when he said it. Like, what's the score? 25-22? All right, that's first thing that came to your mind, huh? But give him credit.
Hey.
He nailed it.
Yeah, TV anchors are pretty smart. guys.
He must have been reading something on the prompter.
Exactly.
And it wasn't the score.
Somebody was trying to give him the anchor man, prompter issue. And I'll just read that 25-22. I mean, think about that, though. To nail that. And
how about Vegas? The over-under was 47.5, and they hit 47. Those guys are good.
They are good, man.
Mm-hmm.
They are good.
Especially if you're like me and had Kansas City in the under.
See, I had San Francisco in the under. San Francisco in the under.
And a beer bet with me?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? Do you need James to play? Do you need James to play the tape again?
I don't recall a beer bet, but if you say so, yeah, I would like for him to replay the audio because he doesn't have it. We made our picks like we always do.
We do.
I don't recall a beer bet.
I don't know if you remember much from last week.
Well,
we killed a couple of those cells.
Yeah, we did.
And I tell you what, lacking energy today for sure. If you're lacking energy, you need to know about Synergenics. If you're having and dealing with a lack of energy, motivation, maybe low libido, those could all be caused by low T levels. Your testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling a lack of energy and drive, it could be caused by low T. At Synergenics, they exclusively specialize in testosterone treatment and make it quick and easy to get your levels checked. And with the convenience of their on-site lab at Synergenics, you're going to get your results back at your first visit. At Synergenics, you will get customized care from testosterone specialists. Book an appointment now just to get checked. Go to the website fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This year, wouldn't it be great to stop dealing with thin, brittle, shedding hair and instead have the thick, healthy, gorgeous hair you've always wanted? Well, now you can by using Hair Volume from New Nordic. Hair Volume is one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Available in tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is the all-natural solution trusted by millions of women around the world to say goodbye to thin, brittle, shedding hair. That's because Hair Volume contains a proprietary formula, including apple extract, which is clinically proven to promote thicker and healthier hair. You don't need to feel embarrassed by thinning hair. You don't need to keep dealing with shedding. All you need is daily Hair Volume tablets or gummies to start looking and feeling your best. Look for Hair Volume at your local Walgreens and CVS or online at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com. Go to NewNordicUSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Hair Volume at your local Walgreens or CVS.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-NEW-WINDOWS for your free consultation on top quality, affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS right now. Don't wait. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS. 800-NEW-WINDOWS.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's good!
Your home for Major League Baseball. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got some breaking news. According to NFL insider Tom Pelissero, as we speak, the Cowboys and Mike Zimmer have indeed reached a deal for him to become the next defensive coordinator. Kansas City Chiefs planning a celebration on Wednesday. They are going to have a parade after winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and Patrick Mahomes is your MVP for the third time.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. And Mike Zimmer, apparently, is the new defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, not sexy Rexy Ryan.
Although it was close, apparently.
Oh, they loved him.
Yeah,
Rex
apparently.
Ryan reporting yesterday, I don't know if it's a done deal yet because they're still calling me.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's a Cowboys thing to do. You leave Mike Zimmer kind of, you know, flapping in the wind. But apparently it's a done deal. Tom Pelissero is reporting that they have come to terms, and it is a done deal.
I don't know if they left him flapping in the wind. But when we talked with Christy Scales on Friday, and she knows Mike Zimmer well enough to call him Zim, and his family history and all that it wasn't a done deal, that there was some contract stuff that was still being worked out. And my guess is what we heard from Rex Ryan, putting 2 and 2 together, that they loved Rex Ryan, the idea of Rex Ryan, and his brother, who used to work for Dallas, was on Radio Row saying Rex is still in this thing. Had the contract issues not been able to been worked out, Rex would have got the job.
Interesting.
That's the way I read that right now. If it must have been more than just dotting I's and crossing T's.
Well, I wonder what the holdup was. Was it money? Was it control of the defense completely? Was it something else? I mean, you got to wonder. And you know, it's easy to say it was just money, but I would assume Mike Zimmer knows that, you know, what defensive coordinators around the league make. You got a pretty good indication of that.
Although, quite honestly, and we won't know until the press conference, and even then we might not know, but I'm going to be very curious to see if this is a multi-year deal, or, and I'm sure somebody at the press conference will ask, do you have head coach in your contract if Mike McCarthy is not there?
Boom.
I wonder if there are some things like that, or if this is a 1-year job and if we clean house next year, the buyout is a little bit more. Because I can't imagine that a guy like Mike Zimmer, although what is he, 67?
Yeah.
He's been out of the game for a couple years. Now, granted, he had to deal with he was dealing with the death of his son. So I could see needing time.
Sure. Absolutely.
But is he going to sign a 1-year deal? Or what is the buyout if you fire me because I do a poor job, that's one thing. But if I get caught up and swept up with you're completely changing the staff, I want my buyout to be another. And I could see that being sticky in a contract situation. But I am very encouraged. Now, granted, he is lobbying for a job. The things Rex Ryan was saying on ESPN yesterday about the only reason or the only way he would come back to work is for a team like Dallas that has a chance to go win it all and get on the Super Bowl stage. And hearing Rex talk about the talent that is in Dallas with what they have, knowing they're probably going to add to it this offseason, that should give Cowboy fans some excitement because Rex has had other opportunities. And he said, no, man, the TV life is too good for that crap. So for him to want to get back in to Dallas, I think is a pretty good indication of at least what he thinks this Cowboys roster is capable of.
Look, Rex Ryan and the Dallas Cowboys. That's why Rex Ryan wanted that job. I'm not sure he would have, taken anything else. He would have got the spotlight. He'd have been able to, his personality and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't blame him for wanting that job. What does that mean? Look, the Cowboys have talent. There's no question about it. Who can do something with that? Hopefully Mike Zimmer can. We've heard from Christy Scales, Shireen Williams, everybody else that's an insider there with the Cowboys, that Zimmer is a tough, hard-nosed guy. How is that going to play with guys like Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons? That's going to be interesting to watch this year. But hopefully he can improve on what at times was a pretty good defense.
Now, Brian Broaddus, who is a longtime scout, and you hear him on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas and the Cowboys Radio Network, tweets out, or 105.3 The Fan tweets out, Brian Broaddus confirms, quote, it's done. I just got a text from Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
So it's done. So Sexy Rexy is out, and our segment coming up about what's going on with the Cowboys DC job is trash as well.
Out the window,
that's the way it goes. Breaking news. And again, Jerry waiting until after the Super Bowl, which are kind of the unwritten NFL rules, although typical Jerry. All right, it's not done, but we're going to put it out there that it's almost done and steal a lot of headlines away. So Mike Zimmer, the new defensive coordinator, we'll get more into this coming up in a bit. But right now it is time for the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
While the Super Bowl was fantastic, the broadcast, not so much. Tony Romo, and I was mad as hell at Tony Romo as well, and he is getting roasted for his Super Bowl broadcast performance. Basically, the guy ruined the end of the game.
You move to the second quarter, that's right, because I can only see people out there being like, what's going on?
Can go. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
And this was the Andy Reid special. This was the Andy Reid special we talked about. He was saving all day. He's going to fake a motion to go across. And at that moment, he turns and goes back Hardman, who they didn't have, right? And they go get Hardman and bring him back. And the game-winning drive of Mahomes' career, he's been waiting for. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never had it in an overtime. He is the best. He is the standard where Michael Jordan wins it again.
As a play-by-play guy, I can only imagine Jim Nantz glaring at Tony Romo in the booth.
I didn't have an issue with that at all. And of course, I'm licking my wounds anyway after that happened, but I didn't have an issue with it. I mean, it was a play that had been rumored that they were going to do because of the way San Francisco plays defense. It worked out Tony knew that and thought he had to chime in and add something there.
Now,
whether Jim Nantz is mad or not, I mean, who knows? But
in a situation like that, a walk-off game winner, whatever, those calls, they're going to be played forever. And they're never going to be able to play that call because, one, Tony Romo was way too detailed, as if he was getting into the analysis of what happened on a 3rd and 10 midway through the third quarter, not the time or place. I tweeted out, a guy tweeted me Kevin Harlan's call last night, and my reaction was, Kevin is one of the best. Great to have him on the show Friday on Radio Row. Legendary call, him far better than the Nance Romo call. Jim's call was great, but Romo didn't let the moment breathe. And I wrote that according to my Twitter timeline 16 hours ago, because that's how I felt. And I was like Jim Nantz, jackpot Kansas City. That was great. And then you let the pictures tell the words on television. And I'm sure Jim Nantz, I don't know, had something else. And Kansas City is back to back or whatever, one of those legendary calls that you're going to hear forever. And they don't have that because Tony Romo didn't let that moment breathe.
Poor Jim Nantz.
Poor Jim Nantz.
I feel sorry for the guy.
I mean,
I
you
really
should.
do. I feel sorry for the guy.
As a play-by-play broadcaster, those are the rules.
Well, somebody needs to tell Tony Romo that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Tony Romo's going to get a strongly worded email. Or though it's Jim Nantz, it might be a handwritten letter on master stationery.
Dude, I had no issue with it. And I wonder, you're in the business, you do it. We're in the business, and nobody else gave a damn about that. The only people complaining about that are the people that are in this business. The average fan, they don't give a damn that Jim Nantz's moment was ruined.
Well, Kansas City's, all of it.
No,
I mean, the time and place, man.
It was perfect. He was saying this is a play. They were rumored to play. They did it to win the game, and Romo was explaining how things work. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, you do that later, not in the moment. In the moment, you let, especially on television, far different than radio.
Sure, of course.
On television, you let the pictures tell the words.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Well, somebody needs to tell Tony that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I felt bad for Jim Nantz.
You did. Again, I don't know that the average fan gave a damn about Tony Romo chiming in there because they don't know any better.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Average fan, I want to hear from you.
Yes, I do too.
Young broadcasters, that's not how you do it.
Well, young broadcasters, hopefully you're making $17 million a year, and that'll be good.
I tell you what, it's been a rough year for Tony Romo in the booth and the criticism that he takes.
Yes, it has been. Look, Tony Romo came on, like gangbusters, right? For everybody was, he knows the plays, he knows this, he does that, and then now he's getting hammered. So it'll be interesting to see what CBS does.
Well, one of the things, and Jim Nantz was defending him last week, because some games he shows up and sounds a little ill prepared, different things like that. The whatchamacallit, the thing that I wonder about now, and watching Tom Brady do a bunch of interviews and videos, I think he's going to be really good in the booth.
How many commercials was that dude in yesterday?
Not as many as Dan Marino.
Man.
But you look at Greg Olsen now, not being the number one guy at Fox. You wonder if he becomes a free agent, could he pair up with Jim Nantz and be the number one guy at CS?
Could very well
Greg
be.
Olsen this year in the number one spot, far better than Tony Romo. And I'm a Romo-sexual. I love Tony Romo. I thought he was bad last night.
I didn't think he was bad last night at all. In fact, look, most people aren't listening that intently anyway. You were at home.
Yep.
You were listening. I was at a party. You don't hear all those things that go on. I think for most people, that's the way it is. But look, I think Tony Romo's fine. I think he gets a little too excited sometimes.
A little.
But I think he does a good job. And if I'm Fox, I'm not letting Olsen go. You know how long Tom Brady's going to do that? I mean, Tom Brady may do it for a year and say, screw this, I got enough money, and I'm just going to go do my thing. I wouldn't let Olsen off the bench.
Based on some of the comments on YouTube, nobody cares except me. Fred, to be honest, at our Super Bowl gathering, most folks want to listen to Romo.
There you go.
Swarm says didn't care. Josh Jimenez said Nickelodeon had a broadcast. Romo is doing horrible for a couple of years. Sounds like he's playing Q, blah, blah, blah. Fan base cares. I agree with that. Pete says, who cares? Vincent, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, I was saying, when it happened, I don't even remember all the mumbling. I was too busy having a good time enjoying the win. I didn't even realize it.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Hey, Robin, you're on the Blitz.
Hey, this is Robin, your San Antonio Chiefs fan. I can tell you I didn't give a flying flip about the announcers because all I cared about was Hardeman making that catch in the end zone.
And you didn't hear anything
That's all
after
I cared
that.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't care. What I would love to be able to do is down here in San Antonio to be able to hear Mitch Hollis call the game. If you have never listened to him call a Kansas City game,
Robin, hang on a
you're
second.
missing out.
Robin, hang on a second. Here is how it sounded in Kansas City with Mitch on Sports Radio 610 in KC.
McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown! Kansas City! McCole Hardman with the catch on the right side. A 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game 25-22. And the Chiefs Kingdom has started its own history class because for the first time in 6,944 days, there is a back-to-back Super Bowl champion, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs, champions of Super Bowl 58 on the heels of Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs do it in overtime. McKinnon is in it.
How was that for you?
And I can tell you that every Chiefs fan across the nation, if there is a way they can listen to Mitch every game, they would, because that passion, that excitement is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear two corporate talking figures talking about game. And don't get me started on Romo because he super hates on the Chiefs every game.
Yeah.
Like, he's so anti-Chief, it's not even funny.
Hey, Robin, celebrate, all
Yep.
right? Just celebrate. You won.
I am.
The
My
hell-
favorite player ever is Derek Thomas, number 58, and ever since we won last year, I've been 58 for 58 for 1 year. That's what I've been saying. We're going to get 58 for 58, and baby, we did.
Yes, you did. Congratulations, Robin. Enjoy the rest of your day and the celebrations. It's ongoing. And I tell you, and she's right, you're a hometown broadcaster.
of course.
That connection to the fan base, how they do it. That's why local radio, hometown radio guys are so important to what they do for their teams. Or they're talking about Brad Sham with the Cowboys, Mark Vandermeer with the Houston Texans, Bill Schoening with the Spurs, local television that,
Bill Lamb and
the
Elliott.
NFL doesn't have local TV. You go Astros.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it. I mean, that the local radio guy is so important. I like the two corporate talking.
Well, because they're on your side, right?
Yeah.
They're fans just like you are when it comes down to it.
The passion with the victory, or as you heard in San Francisco, the agony of defeat.
7 seconds, 6. They are going to snap it. Mahomes going to roll to his right, throws, touchdown. The Chiefs have won the Super Bowl. McCole Hardman. As they roll Mahomes right, McCole Hardman is wide open. And the Chiefs win the Super Bowl back-to-back years. Another heartbreaking loss for Kyle Shanahan.
Dang it. What a play call. As you said, as seconds are ticking away, they weren't going to wait. Had the 49ers tired. A terrific play and just fired it out to a guy I think they only targeted one time in this game. McCole Hardman.
On the deep shot, the 53-yarder.
Yeah, out in the flat.
Wow.
And Patrick Mahomes doing it again in the game's most critical moments. What he did on that last drive, 4th and a half yard, he gets the big run, and then, of course, the 3rd and 1 takes off and gets a huge run and punches it down deep into 49er territory. What can you say? Travis Kelce in the second half that he had. And a lot of bad luck for the 49ers. I feel bad for Darrell Luter.
That's a big play.
That ball came down and hit him in the ankle. Ray's got no choice but try to recover it. Muffs it. Kansas City gets the ball. Touchdown next drive. What an absolute heartbreaker for everybody with the 49ers. Wow.
Greg Papa, Tim Ryan on the call. Tim Ryan. Dang it. I love it.
I love that. Greg Papa's been doing radio in San Francisco forever.
He was here too, wasn't he? Or was that Bob?
I don't know. I don't think he was here, but I know
Was it Bob?
Because he calls Warriors games too, and he's fantastic.
I think it was Greg that works for the Spurs in the 90s.
Was it? Maybe it was.
I think it was Greg.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just a baby back then. I don't remember.
You don't remember last week. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Speaking of the Spurs, they're tired.
Oh, poor guys.
Yeah.
They need a nap.
Mm-hmm. They need more than that. We'll talk some Spurs coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Wake up. Breakfast, and Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
Is like when you get a paper cut. And the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened. And that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. 0318.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-721-9205 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-721-9205 right now. Don't wait. Call 800-721-9205. 800-721-9205.
What's wrong, Cupid? Chris, I've lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people fall in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick.
Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow.
I'll rub it in, Chris. I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason people love their Connecticut. Right now, I'll let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Just call 656-PURE.
You know, you're right, Chris. I love my Connecticut, too. My diaper has never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me.
You serious, Chris?
But you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
The Aggies play. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. If you grilled yesterday, and I know you did because it was the Super Bowl, make sure you take photos. You took the photos. Take those photos, upload them at sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, and you could win $50 on Thursday from Tri-County Meat Market when we judge meat as part of Grilling with the Blitz.
Absolutely. I want to see some good stuff.
Some good stuff.
I want to judge some good meat.
Like what? What are you hoping to see this week?
I don't know.
Hot dogs?
That'd be good.
Hamburgers?
Nah, I don't want to do that.
Brisket?
Some fajitas, brisket. Maybe
ribs.
Some chicken.
Chicken?
Some ribs would be good.
You know, last night after the Super Bowl, I got sucked in that Temu ad, and I go on there and I'm buying all this crap. I bought a thing that you hang your chicken legs from it so they hang down while you're cooking them. Why the hell not?
See, I missed that one.
How do you miss? It was like every other commercial.
Dude, I was probably peeing at that time.
Dude, because every time you were on there, it's like, all right, you got to buy this, you got to buy that to get all these discounts. My total was $345.95, and with all the discounts, my total spend was $40.94.
If you're happy, that's good. Yes.
Well, I just hope it shows up.
Right, exactly. It only take a couple of months to get here, but
I mean, it might got a new grill brush, got some grilling gloves.
Yeah, is that company in China?
I have no idea.
I think they are, right? Yeah.
Temu.
I've done that. I ordered my Vince Young throwback Oilers jersey from some company in China. It took about 2 months to get here.
Yeah, but it was only $20.
Exactly.
What are grill gloves?
Well, there's a variety of grill gloves, but you know those gloves that you can put on and they're kind of fire resistant, so you can reach in and like grab the hot rack if you need to add more coals, or you're grabbing something that's warm. You know, you've seen those. You know what I'm talking about.
I use it to pick up my brisket.
Yeah,
or
hot
get it off. Yeah.
Well, they're hot, but they're gloves. They're cool gloves. And then I bought some more of the plastic gloves, so when you're handling the food and you're cutting meat, you're not using your bare hands.
Yeah.
You know, you're sanitary. So
I was just wondering, never heard of it.
You never heard of grill gloves? Bought a new toothbrush, electric toothbrush.
I saw those great gloves I got from Gulf Smoke, or is it Gulf Coast Smoke?
Yeah, Gulf Coast Smoke.
Yeah,
I got those too, but they're
use those all the time.
I use the hell out of mine.
Yeah,
you know, but but everything was so damn cheap. It's like, all right, but then it's all right. Well, if you do buy, spend $8 more and save 15 more. It's weird.
They sucked you right in.
Yeah, they did. We're watching that show Tracker that came right on, and Joanna's like, "You watching this?" No, I'm shopping. You're what?
Yeah. It was so funny, and I don't know what's going on at your party or at your house, but there were probably, I don't know, 10, 12 of us at this particular house yesterday. As soon as the halftime show, we were all sitting in a one of those couches that kind of goes around like that. So all the dudes are sitting there and watching the game. As soon as the halftime show was about to start, women kicked us out of there, and they were sitting there.
So they wanted to take over for Usher?
Yeah, they did.
And the place went nuts when he took his shirt off?
I think so, yeah.
That was by design.
I'm sure
they all went back to middle school.
I just thought he was good on roller skates.
That was a surprise.
Yeah. How about that?
That was a surprise. Of the commercials, though, USA Today ranks all the commercials 1 through 68, I guess, or 1 through 59. Number 1 was Schwarzenegger's Like a Good Neighbor.
That was a good one.
That one was funny. The Dunkin' Donuts was at number 2, and Pledge says they're going to sell those suits, and he's already pre-ordered his.
See, I liked that commercial. I thought, for me, that was probably my favorite.
The Kia EV9 commercial, Perfect 10, I don't remember it, but it's at number 3. Worth remembering, the Uber Eats commercial with Jennifer Aniston.
That was a good one.
That was funny because she had no idea who Ross was. Born to Play in the NFL was at number 5. I don't remember that one, at least not just by looking at this list. The Hard Knocks, the Dove Super Bowl film about girls with confidence, that one was at number 6. Talking Like Walking, the BMW commercial at 7. That one was funny.
That one
was really funny.
Yeah.
Old School Delivery from Budweiser was at number 8. Can't Be Broken from Verizon was number 9. Dina and Mita, the Doritos commercial at 10. I don't remember that one. Those were your top 10.
Not bad. They were okay. I wonder how everybody else thinks, because I don't used to watch the Super Bowl and was, wanted to see what the commercials were. Now I really don't give a damn.
The Super Beach one with Dan Marino and the soccer player.
That was good. I remember that one.
What soccer player was it?
It was Lionel Messi.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, Messi.
Yeah.
That was at number 20.
Yeah, that was good.
Just kind of going through. Reese's at 23. Not a fan of the caramel idea of Reese's.
No.
That sounds...
I don't care about I'm either getting something to eat or...
The M&M's Almost Champions ring only came in at number 25.
The which one?
The M&M's Almost Championship rings.
Oh, yeah.
Almost Champions. The fact that we talked to Bruce Smith and Dan Marino about it.
Pretty cool. Did you... All the pregame stuff, and they're interviewing Carrot Top and Wayne Newton, and I'm like... Been there, done that.
Yeah, they took all our guests.
They did.
They took all of our guests.
Been there, done that.
Yes.
You got to... CBS, I will give them credit. And I don't know if you saw it. And it was early in the broadcast, in the day. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They had a special with Brent Musburger and the old CBS pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fantastic. Musburger, they're going through how Jimmy the Greek, ruined himself, and the whole Phyllis George thing. And it was really fascinating. I really enjoyed that. It was good.
There was, who was it on NFL Network did a thing where he was like the pit boss walking through. That was a really good segment. I was watching more NFL Network up until about 5 o'clock.
I watched that CBS, and I'm glad I did, because I didn't know it was coming on, but it was really good. That segment. And alive. Irv Cross died. Jimmy the Greek's dead. Phyllis George died.
Yeah.
And so they had the girl that took over for Phyllis George, and CBS kind of ended up screwing her over when Phyllis George wanted to come back. But it was a fascinating little documentary on the old, because they were kind of the first ones to do it.
They
CBS.
Man, I kind of wish I would have seen that. I'm sure it's available somewhere, but
it was really good.
It goes to show, if you miss anything, if you missed any of our interviews from last week, if you want to hear Wayne Newton on the Blitz, or Carrot Top on the Blitz, or Emmett Smith on the Blitz, or Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks on the Blitz, or Mark Schlereth, or Bruce Smith, who does not want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. If you missed any of the interviews that we did last week, Tony Pollard, one of the better interviews I've heard from Tony Pollard, not to pat myself on the back, but even James Pledger told us that.
Yeah.
Didn't sound like the same guy. SASportsStar.com, go to the Blitz page, and all the videos are there, all the interviews are there, and the audio vault brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Kevin Harlan. You want to hear Kevin Harlan talk about Victor, and he says, how did he do it? He just did like a fake play, and everybody around us in this big convention center in Las Vegas is looking over.
Yeah.
One, it's Kevin Harlan in that distinctive voice, and boom, that was fantastic.
It was good.
That was good.
It was a good trip.
That was a good Spurs segment, too. They're still tired. How about that?
Yeah, they're tired.
Yeah. Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, officially a done deal. We'll talk about it next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. On Friday, The Blitz is going to be live out at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. NBA All-Star Weekend, the Rising Stars game is on Friday night. Come out, watch it at the Rue Pub, because, you know, if there's a big event to watch on TV, the Rue Pub is the place to go watch it, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you show up at the Rue, show up hungry. The food, fantastic, all made from scratch. They've got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. Great chicken sandwich. I love their fried shrimp. Their appetizers are fantastic. Heck, they got the best onion rings in town, and I love the Philly cheesesteak fries. Pledge tells me the salads there are great. And that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Rue Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the Big Blind, the Rue Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs got to leave the country to try to win a game. They're in Toronto. They're 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. Let's see if they can stop the Schneid.
The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but the Dallas Cowboys exist. And we'll tell you what's coming up next with them. We start at 6 a.m. Bring the coffee, bring the water. Who cares? Just bring yourself.
Hi, it's Jason Minix from The Blitz. Guys, Synergenics can help conquer your New Year's resolutions. Do you have lack of energy, motivation, and possibly low libido? These could be caused by low T levels. At Synergenics, they exclusively specialize in testosterone treatment and make it quick and easy to get your levels checked. And at Synergenics, you will get your results back at your first visit. To book your appointment, go to fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Here in San Antonio, if our football teams aren't winning, we make changes. So if you're losing against your non-energy efficient windows, call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631 and get the free quote for new energy efficient windows. That's 800-3631.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When a cold keeps you up, try NyQuil Severe Honey Flavor.
The nighttime, sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste to give your body the rest it needs to get that cold gone. Wake up refreshed, feeling relieved after enjoying the delicious flavor of NyQuil Severe Honey. NyQuil Severe Honey flavor, use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with a full synthetic oil change and save with Mobile One at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase 5 quarts of Mobile One full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 O'Reilly gift card after rebate. See store for details. With your Mobile One purchase, you'll also receive 2 times points during O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the home of the Aggies. This is Andrew Monaco. You're locked on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Cowboys do have a new defensive coordinator.
It is official now. Mike Zimmer's the guy.
Mike Zimmer is the guy. Tom Pelissero tweeted about it. Brian Broaddus from 105.3 The Fan has confirmed. In fact, Broaddus said on air in 105.3 The Fan tweeted that Mike Zimmer texted Brian Broaddus, done deal.
Done deal.
Michael Gelkin with the Dallas Morning News also tweeting about it. And Gelkin's tweet kind of makes the most sense, even though there became some debate because of things that Rex Ryan said yesterday on the Countdown Show on ESPN that it wasn't a done deal yet because they were still talking to him. But Michael Gelkin from the Dallas Morning News tweeted out, Zimmer is expected to be in Dallas this week, officially joining the Cowboys as DC. 2 people familiar with these situations said Jerry Jones was in Las Vegas for Super Bowl. That slowed contract talks, but didn't change Zimmer's standing as the defensive coordinator pick, which is interesting because yesterday, Rex Ryan said not only that he'd not think that the job was officially Mike's yet, but also a job that he wanted.
But I will say this. The reason I was so, I've been out for 7 years. I've never called another head coach or anything like that. I called Mike McCarthy. And the reason I did is because I want to be on this stage. I want to be back on this stage if I'm going to get back into coaching, have a chance at that. I think with this roster, the way it is, I think offensively, special teams, and defense, and I figured I could make maybe even a little bit of an upgrade that they could be right here. That's why I was interested. It's funny how, should we get no, your team has no chance at me. Okay. That's generally the case. I would only go at the right situation. And if it's not completely right, then I'm not going. But this team, it is interesting because they are so close to getting over that edge. And that's why I think people would be interested in this job.
Well, and I think he said it all right there. He wants to be on that stage, the stage that the Dallas Cowboys provide. Other than that, he's not going anywhere.
That stage he was talking about was the Super Bowl stage.
No, it's not.
It's exactly, he was sitting there at the Super Bowl saying, I want to be on this stage. This is the Super Bowl stage, not the Cowboys stage, the Super Bowl stage.
So he really thinks the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Has he not watched them over the last 30 years?
You heard him say he can make an upgrade.
Yeah, whatever.
He literally said.
Can he help the quarterback and the offense?
He could make the upgrade, right?
To the defense.
Yeah. And probably help the quarterback.
Well, maybe.
I mean, it is possible. But even Schefter this morning, today, on Pat McAfee, said that the Zimmer deal wasn't done and that Ryan was in play.
What do you think he meant by that? And how sure are you that Zimmer is the defense coordinator? Is Rex Ryan potentially still in play for the Dallas Cowboys, Shefty?
Well, that was not, you guys were not the only ones surprised by that, right? So I hear that. I'm like, what the heck? Now, last year, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Last year, before the Super Bowl show started, I went to Rex and I said, hey, Rex, I got a feeling that you're going to come up in connection to interviewing with the Broncos defensive coordinator job. Just let me know here. Is there anything that I should be saying, not saying? Are we okay here? Is there anything that I need to be aware of? I believe you're talking to them, but no, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Okay. You got Rex. Okay. Well, we get on the Super Bowl show, and my good friend Jay Glazer reports that Rex is interviewing for the Broncos job, Broncos defensive coordinator job. Let's fast forward it to this year. We have meetings. We go over, what the topics are going to be. People know there's no surprises. Now, I knew from speaking to various people in Las Vegas this week, the Cowboys, they didn't like Rex. They loved Rex. Jerry Jones, when he got done listening to Rex, was like, I was ready to run through a wall with that guy. Okay, so what do we want to say here? Well, I'm going to be fully transparent. So Rex said what he said. He opened it up. I'll finish it up right now. And I love Rex. Mike Zimmer's deal is not done yet. So they have reached out to Rex subsequent to that. And they reached out to him about 15 minutes before that segment just to say, hey, any shot of this. So that's where the confusion came. They're not done with Zimmer yet. The deal's not done yet, I should say.
Interesting. What other job can you have where you can talk about wanting to go get another job in front of everybody and on national television? I think that's fantastic.
It really is. And if you're a coach and you're on television, you're certainly a lot smarter. And I have no doubt that Jerry was wowed by a conversation with Rex and probably intrigued. And when you look at and you think about Rex's defenses, kind of like Mike Zimmer's, at one point they were really good. Could they be again? And Rex, I think, was talking about the Super Bowl stage, not just the spotlight of the Dallas Cowboys, although I'm sure that's a big part of it too. But he's got a good, cushy TV job. It's not like he needs the money. So the idea of coaching and going to win a Super Bowl, guy went to a couple AFC championship games as head coach of the New York Jets. And he talked last week. Those are the worst losses because you get absolutely nothing for it. So that itch the drive to get to a Super Bowl, I believe him that he would only go to a team that he thought had a Super Bowl roster. Like last year, Denver, that ain't it. And remember the rumors about Denver. So maybe there's some truth there. And, we need the 50,000-foot view of just how good is this Cowboys roster, although debatable. We talked to Michael Lombardi, who thinks the Cowboys overachieved, that the roster really isn't all that great.
Well, no, it's exactly what he said, but we had some people disagree with him on that. And look, the Cowboys have some talent. There's no question. Now, let's keep in mind, too, with Rex, it's the only job that's open. Okay, so I mean, it's not like there's 10 teams lining up to sign Rex Ryan to be their defensive coordinator. The Cowboys' job's the only one that's open, and probably the only one that he's had an opportunity to visit with the general manager / owner.
So the question now with Mike Zimmer, and if he's going to fly in a couple of days, Jerry's coming back from the Super Bowl. What do you figure? Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have a press conference and hear from him.
Yeah.
But go back to Andrew Sendejo, who joined us last week on Radio Row, played a good portion of his career in Minnesota for Mike Zimmer. And you think about the kind of defense, the kind of coach that he is going to be so very different for a guy like Micah Parsons. Now, you wonder with Zimmer, who's been out of the game for 3 years, and now he's coming back to Dallas, and he certainly understands what it's like to coach in Dallas, although it's been a while. But that spotlight is the same now. You just add social media to the mix, and you add the part that, you know what, your players can have a podcast and literally throw you under the bus and come to work the next day. And I don't know what's more interesting, to your point. Where can you campaign on national television for another job on the airways of your current boss? Well, where else can you have a podcast and throw your boss under the bus and then go to work the next day?
Yeah, well, in Dallas, that's exactly the right place, because we're talking about Micah Parsons, which is exactly what he did, throwing everybody, his teammates, his coaches, everybody under the bus. He was the only guy that played well against Green Bay, according to Micah Parsons. And so it's crazy. It's the Dallas Cowboys, so we would love covering them. And that spotlight or that stage or whatever you want to call it is bigger and brighter than anything else. I don't. It's going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys do in the offseason, because we talked to so many people in Vegas. The linebacker experiment didn't work. Dan Quinn never seemed to adjust. Micah Parsons claims that there were packages for him to play different positions. That never happened. So it's going to be interesting to see what Mike Zimmer does with this roster and what he wants to add. And do the Cowboys get that done?
I'm really curious about some of the things that we heard last week. And again, with all the interviews that we did, giving proper credit, was it Lombardi who said Dan Quinn is like a pitcher that only has 2 pitches? And once you figure that out, and if you could hit the fastball, you've got him. And you go back and you think about Dan Quinn, as great as he was for the Dallas Cowboys, how much truth is that statement that he's basically a 2-pitch pitcher? Once you figure out his defenses, his adjustments aren't there. He's got nothing else to go to. And is that Dan Quinn and his abilities, or is that his abilities coupled with the players that he has to work with? But the teams that figured out Dan Quinn certainly destroyed the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and the Green Bay Packers, one of them. They figured him out, and they figured him out quickly. So we'll see how Dan does in Washington, and we'll see how Mike does in Dallas. This hire doesn't excite me, and if you're a Cowboy fan, I'm wondering if it excites you. And I don't really know what I'm looking for there, but a hard-nosed guy, maybe that's exactly what some of these guys need. And so we'll certainly find out. That's for sure.
Well, excite. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but
doesn't excite you, Minix?
No. I mean, can I say mixed? I'm not excited, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Is that can you have? Is that a fair emotion to have? I'm not mad at it. Like, I know what Mike Zimmer is. I would love to see Mike Zimmer with this talent. He's had really good defenses. He's also had some defenses that you go, what? But also injuries were a big part of that when his Minnesota defenses weren't all that great. The fact that he's been out of the game for a couple years is concerning. But at the same time, if he comes in energized and refreshed, then maybe that's good news. It is, I'm not mad, but I'm not
You're not
like,
overly thrilled, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, and it's interesting. Guys like, people are excited that know Mike Zimmer, right? And am I judging him based on what he was doing in Minnesota and Cincinnati before that? In other words, it's not like he was hoisting up trophies.
No, he
right?
wasn't. He sure wasn't.
But, but his defenses were still really good. Is he a better coordinator than a head coach? You think about Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, many opportunities as a head coach, but when he went back to Denver to be the defensive coordinator and help win Super Bowl, was it 50? Those defenses were
He's
lights
a hell of a
out.
defensive guy, that's for sure.
And if I remember correctly, weren't most people mad as hell that they were bringing in this retread Wade Phillips to coach the Denver Broncos defense? Was there a lack of excitement for Bronco fans when they brought in Wade Phillips?
Maybe Jerry should have called him Wade. Although he's got a good job here with the San Antonio Brahmas, but you never know. Hey, Wade, come coach this defense.
Yeah, Wade's busy. He's head coach of the San Antonio
I know,
Brahmas.
But I mean, if you're Wade, you say, guys, thanks. Jerry called. And maybe Zimmer would have come here. Who knows?
I doubt that.
I mean,
Well, you go from A to B in a weird way, man. It's like go to Dallas through El Paso.
Right.
Driving.
Can you not do that? Dude, I don't ever want to drive to El Paso again. I did that once. That's the worst drive in the world.
That was the thing. Wade goes there and Zimmer comes here. What?
Well, I mean, just 2 and 2.
Isn't
Jerry calls Wade instead of Zimmer. Zimmer, you need a job. He wants to get back in the game. Bam. They both have openings.
Did that make sense in your head when you said it?
At some point it did, yes.
Wade will be in San Antonio this weekend.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Brahmas are doing a big fan fest in the Alamo Dome.
Nice.
2:00. Wade, Moose, they're going to be in town.
Excellent.
I'm going to MC that thing.
Good.
I'll ask him if. No, I probably won't ask him.
I'd ask him if Jerry called.
At a Brahmas event. I mean, he's not Rex Ryan campaigning for another job at his current job.
Hey, Wade, Jerry's on line 1.
You know, when Wade Phillips was in studio a couple weeks ago, and he talked about his last meeting with Jerry,
it wasn't good.
It was short.
Yes.
It was short. And then when his son was on the staff and he got tickets, he was in the upper level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying Jerry's probably not calling?
Probably not calling.
Probably not.
But Wade would answer.
Of course he would.
Of course he would.
I would.
If you want to call to win Machine Head tickets, you should do that now. Be caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Machine Head playing at the Aztec Theater on February 18th.
That's coming up.
That's this Sunday?
Wow.
Machine Head's coming this Sunday? Really? I said caller 9, right? Yeah, don't be caller 9. I might take those. It's concert season now for me. That football season is over
already.
It's from 2 to 4.
Oh.
I'll already be downtown. This is perfect.
Well, you should go.
All right, caller 9, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need your logo on any kind of winter gear, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need caps, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom right now, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need uniforms, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Just need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a dress shirt, a fishing shirt, jacket, half zip, hoodie, you name it, Sam will get you taken care of. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The boys are back from Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
You heard the big game on Sunday, and the boys made it back thanks to AA Best Bail Bonds and presented by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds and Synergenics. Next year, it's off to the Big Easy on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, now that I'm back from Las Vegas and our week there on Super Bowl Radio Row, I've got to call my dentist over at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. So I had that broken tooth before I left, got the temporary crown. The permanent crown came in, but we were in Vegas last week. I've got to schedule that to get done. If you need to go see a dentist, go see my dentist, Dr. Smith, over there at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. They're a general and family dental practice, from cleaning and whitening to crowns, fillings, dental implants, wisdom teeth extraction. They can handle every aspect of your dentistry needs. If you break a tooth and it's emergency visit, go see them. They are fantastic. They offer general anesthesia, sedation, and cosmetic dentistry. And right now, you can get a free exam and x-rays when you mention 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Medicaid and all PPO insurance is accepted, and they offer a dental savings plan if you don't have dental insurance. Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces is veteran-owned and operated, and they offer discounts to uninsured veterans. Dr. Smith was in the Army. He's fantastic. Some of the other staff members there, former military as well. 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online. SmileStructure.com is the website. Go there now. SmileStructure.com.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Asante came to TurboTax after graduating from culinary school and landing a job in the hottest kitchen in town.
My hands are full all day, every day. I love it.
Asante, as your TurboTax expert, I'll make your moves count, guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and your maximum refund. Sound good?
Yes, expert.
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, your home for the Blitz with Jason and Joe on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is now official. The Dallas Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator. He's an old defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, Mike Zimmer, coming back to Dallas as their DC. San Antonio Spurs 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. They've now lost 7 in a row. They continue things tonight, hoping to turn that around in Toronto against the Raptors. Tip-off is set for 6:30, and the Chiefs, they'll celebrate with a parade on Wednesday.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, back from Las Vegas after a great week on Radio Row, our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage. Many thanks to them. Southern Recipe, Small Batch Pork Rinds, and Synergenics.
Best Radio Row that I've been to or experienced since joining you folks here at San Antonio Sports Star.
It's 3 for you.
3 for me.
And it felt more like Radio Row. 13 for me. And your first one was in LA, which was the first one after COVID.
Yes.
You know, somebody was asking me how many have I been to, and it's like, okay, 38, 45. We didn't go to 46, been to all of them except for the COVID one. And it's like, that COVID one nobody went to, or very few went to in Tampa Bay. And this one felt like pre-COVID. This, you know what I mean? Monday and Tuesday, you could feel it ramping up. Wednesday gets busy. This year, Wednesday was just slammed.
Slammed.
And I think part of that might have been Vegas. Part of that might have just felt like everything is back to normal. A combination of both. Vegas is a great city to host events. The things that I was worried about just from like traffic, really expensive tables, really expensive Ubers, that really wasn't the case. There were couple places we went into where it's like, all right, we're not gambling here.
No.
For example, there is a casino on the 66th floor at Resorts World.
That's incredible. Who knew?
We went to Jerry Jones's party Friday night.
Yes.
The Cowboys, have a Super Bowl party. And you know what most of the owners do in their teams, and and whatever, even though they're not in the big game. And so we're going to Resorts World Friday. Not sure where, because it's a big place. I've only been there twice before. And they were like, oh, you're going to here. So take that elevator, it's express elevator.
It was closed off just for that party.
Red carpet. And we're like, oh, man. And
swanky.
You get up there and you realize there's a bar up there, restaurant. I wonder if that thing is open most of the time. Like, could you just randomly end up on the 66th floor at Resorts World?
I don't know. We'll have to
try.
We'll have to try.
But what I can tell you, there's a bar there. They were serving food like Wagyu sliders.
Yes.
Lobster rolls.
Yes.
Joe ate a lobster roll.
I did for the first time. Didn't get one in Boston.
We go to Boston and he's like, oh, I can't eat lobster. Gross. Oh, fish. No, he's like a 4-year-old. Now he's up at this Jerry party and they got lobster rolls. And he's like, yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah, I did. I said, I got to try this thing. I think I was, Spence was there. And I said, I'm going to try one of these. It was pretty good. I'm not sure that I would pay money for one, but it was good.
Rob Thompson was like, my mother taught me if somebody offers you a lobster roll, you always say yes. Never turn down lobster. 87 lobster rolls later, he was like, dude, I can't have any more.
Yeah, jeez. The Wagyu sliders were
the food.
Awesome.
It was fantastic up there. The
view was great.
From you're looking down on Encore. You're looking down at the Sphere. You're looking, just like, who knew that was up there? And there's a casino up there. A casino. So we're like, well, let's go. And we walk in and you're like, oh, we don't belong here.
Yeah, no, it was too rich for our blood.
Reserve tables. And then that one, there was a blackjack table for 100, which I thought was weird because the one right next to it was a $500 minimum.
Yeah, and there was a couple of guys playing there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the
lady was nice though.
Oh, she was. She was lovely.
She was great.
You figure if you are working in that high roller of a room, you better be nice.
Well, sure. I guess you probably should be.
Well, you realize when they say, what kind of jet did you fly in on? That's how they judge you.
Yeah,
a lot of times in Vegas, you get judged like, where are you staying? Bellagio? Oh, nice. Stratosphere. Oh, yeah, whatever. They judge you, right? The Imperial Palace. Yeah, you can't come in here, right?
That's not even around anymore, is it? Oh my gosh.
It's not quite the Hooters Hotel.
Dude, I saw Red Fox at the Imperial Palace. My dad took me in there. I was only 20 years old, and we saw Red Fox. His show started at 2 a.m. I will never forget it. It was funny as hell.
Well, you weren't sober.
Well, this was my first ever trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was only 20. Back then, nobody carded anybody. It wasn't a big thing.
Back then, the legal age was probably 18.
Nah, I don't know what it was.
It was 1970 what?
It was fun.
Yeah.
The Red Fox was funny as hell.
I'm glad you remember that.
But it was at the Imperial Palace.
Okay. It doesn't exist anymore.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't exist anymore. No, it was 10 years too late before that became rubble. But that party was schwanky.
It was.
So if you're going to Vegas, Resorts World has a cool spot on the 66th floor.
Now, according to on our YouTube channel, Brandon Latko says it is open to the public. Now, I don't know, because he says he's been up there. Because all they had was 3 blackjack tables and a roulette wheel.
Yeah, Brandon must have some money. Because he says he's been there. Unless he went there and realized I don't belong here.
Right. Well, you could probably go to that bar if you wanted to.
Dude, I don't know what the prices were. Jerry was picking up the tab.
Yeah, I would go up there just to show off the view.
Dude, yeah.
That view was incredible.
That was. Although I know you, and that casino would be calling your name.
Well, it would be. And then I would get on the elevator and go back down to the real casino.
I like Resorts World. I've never stayed there.
It's huge. They have the best cigar bar there. I've been to that thing. It's fantastic.
We went and saw Journey, and I almost missed the show because I was doing well.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave the table.
I didn't do well at Resorts World, so the cigar bar was a nice
Yep.
Yeah, consolation
Got to have
prize.
the place you go retreat. And Circa finally we got Joe Reinagel, who goes to Vegas often. And probably I go 4 to 6 times a year.
Yeah.
You're You're about a 4 to 6 time a year guy.
Usually, yeah, something like that.
Joe Reinegel's never been to Las Vegas. This is what I discovered after spending 6 days in Las Vegas with Joe. He lands, he goes to his hotel, and he never leaves.
I stay.
You're like, well, where do you want to go now? Well, let's go here. You're like, I've never done this. Oh, we do this every time. And we do this. And he'd never been to Fremont since it became this whole experience.
Yeah.
The El Cortez he had never heard of.
Yeah.
Went there. He won money there. Then we go to Circa.
Won money there.
That
was great. Circa's really nice.
Actually, I did not win money at Circa.
I did.
I know you did, you son of a...
the Circa is a really nice place. Of course, we interviewed the owner,
Derek Stevens,
of Circa,
our new best friend.
Yes, and so that was nice, and it was nice that he allowed me to win some money.
I don't think he allowed.
No,
although I got to admit, now granted, we had a whole lot to drink, so it wasn't the, I don't know, smartest thing to do. But we'd been at Jerry's party with Open Bar.
Yes.
And then we're at El Cortez.
Uh-huh.
And the lovely lady at the El Cortez never let my beer get empty.
And she didn't. You must have been a big tipper.
She never let my beer get empty. And it was the other part that was weird is they had somebody that just did beers and you guys were drinking vodka. And so you had a different server. My lady was fantastic. My beer was never empty. So I was feeling really good. So we're at Circa and you or somebody had mentioned that, we should try to get a hold of Derek.
Yeah.
He's our new best friend.
Uh-huh.
So, well, you got his card. Well, it's not with me. Well, crap. How are we going to get him? So we took a picture and tagged him, hoping he would see it right away and say, come on up, boys.
Well, he did see it because
but he did, but he's the next day.
Yes.
And then we finally had dinner at 1 a.m. At Circa.
At Circa, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the beauty of Vegas.
It
never
really
closes.
is.
If you're hungry, no matter what time.
Well, Rob decided we needed to eat.
He did.
Rob needed to eat. And our friends, the Brits, Will Gavin, that dude needed something.
Yeah, Will had a good time.
Will was having a great time. And we got home at 3-ish. And Will texted that he made it home safe at 6:45.
6:45.
And I don't know how Will was walking when we sat down to eat.
Yeah, he wasn't walking very well.
It was
at that time.
Fantastic birthday celebration.
It was a great time. Yeah, Friday night was a lot of fun, and I felt good for Rob Thompson because he didn't get to see Vegas like you and I got to see it that week because obviously his show started at 4 a.m. in Vegas,
and he was a responsible adult. Rob had the best line, dude. We've been together for 6 days. On 2 different trips because our trip was very different than Rob and RJ's trip.
I'm very happy that we do the afternoon show, especially on the West Coast.
Yes.
On the East Coast, it kind of sucks for us, but
not really.
Well,
not really. I mean, actually, East Coast, we get off work later.
Yes, we do.
But only one night last week did Joe and I get back to the house after Rob and RJ left to go to work, which actually surprised me. I thought we would have some later nights.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, we work. There were a couple of nights. I know one night I was in bed at 9:45.
Well, that was Wednesday.
Yeah.
But that was Rob's fault. That was all Rob and RJ.
Why was that?
They ruined our Wednesday. We had these grand plans. It was our one day that Rob and RJ were going to go do a Vegas night because the Monday night was opening night. Tuesday night, we had the media party. Thursday night was the cigar party. Friday night was, let's go. Have a lot of fun. Wednesday, we were going to go to the El Cortez. There was nothing officially on our schedule that we had to do.
Yep.
So get off work at 4 because we get off work at 4 there. And Rob was like, all right, if we get downtown by 5:30, I can go for 2 or 3 hours down there as long as I'm home by 8 so I can go to bed. But Rob lost the damn car in the parking garage.
That's it.
And we didn't get back to the house till 7 o'clock. And Rob and RJ were mad as hell because those dudes lost the rent car in the parking garage.
That was our best dinner, though.
That was
the trip.
That was our only sit-down dinner the entire week.
Only one. And it was good. It was an Italian spot in beautiful view, nice ambiance. And it was good. Food was delicious.
And Rob, who was very mad at himself, and RJ, who was very mad at himself, and Tim, who was just being schwampy, they decided they were going to stay home and order pizza. And we were like, well, we're going to dinner.
Yeah.
But we thought we would go out. But after dinner, we were full. We were tired. We
Done.
were all kind of cranky. And that Italian dinner, it was like Paisanos, the restaurant that we went to.
Yeah, I would say maybe a little swankier than that. Yeah,
Right,
a little bit.
Well, what's in San Antonio? Is there a Italian restaurant higher than Paisanos?
Well, I don't know if
because
it's
that's what
higher.
it would be. That's what it would be. A little bit schwankier, a little bit higher end.
Aldino's, maybe?
Maybe.
Over there? I don't know. Something like
I
that.
like Paisanos better.
I like Paisanos, personally.
Yeah, it was
and
great
it's
dinner.
like right by my house.
Yeah.
That's a nice
Well, they
thing.
got 3 of them. So
Yeah.
they're right by a lot of people's houses.
Well, the one that I go to is right
Yeah.
by the house.
Exactly.
Got the best pizza. Great pizza.
The hell are you ordering pizza at Paisanos
Dude,
for?
it's delicious. Have you not tried it?
No.
It's fantastic.
Oh, no, I've got this bad habit when I go into Paisanos. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to get something different. And then, what would you like, sir? Shrimp Paisanos? I can't help it. No, I've never had their pizza.
Dude, you need to
I've
try
never
it.
had anything there but shrimp Paisanos.
It's really good. Just saying.
Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Let's talk about it next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, let's talk about Stevens Roofing, because really there is just one name in roofing that stands high above the rest. That's Stevens Roofing. The quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort. It means confidence. It means peace of mind, protection for all of the things that you love. Look, if you're in the market for repairs, a replacement roof, an upgrade, work with the experienced team that brings local roots, value, and a vast knowledge of the craft to every job. That is Stevens Roofing. Look, they do both commercial and residential work, whatever you need, a wide variety of materials for all of South Texas. So call Stevens Roofing if you need a new roof, if you need a repair, or you just want to make sure that your roof is okay. You have no damage and everything is okay. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. But call Stevens Roofing if you're in the market for any one of those things. They're the best in the business. They've been in business a long time, and they're not going anywhere. They stand behind their work. Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas, with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support, like right after intimacy. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Attention all homeowners, do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-NEW-WINDOWS for your free consultation on top quality, affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS right now. Don't wait. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS. 800-NEW-WINDOWS.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson and RJ Ochoa.
Tomorrow on the Morning Huddle, we're going to talk Dallas Cowboys and what happened. Spurs got to leave the country to try to win a game. They're in Toronto. They're 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. Let's see if they can stop the Schneid. But I have to come true. Jason Joe, you got to blame me. I stole the Stanley. I didn't mean to, but I did. RJ, he's not guilty at all. Blame me. Stole the Stanley.
Dude. Rob Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. So Friday, RJ flew out Friday after the show. He was ready to get home.
Yeah.
He didn't want a Friday night with us. I don't think his liver or wallet could hang with us.
No, he couldn't.
So he's got a baby at home. He was ready to
Sure, yeah.
get off at 8. I think his flight was like 11 something.
Yeah.
But when we got to work, Synergenics, one of our great sponsors, has these very popular Stanley Cups that, we had on our tables. They were gifts for the afternoon show. And it was missing. So what happened to it? Rob said, well, RJ wanted one. Said, hey, can I take one of these on the way out? I was like, sure.
Uh-huh.
Then Rob found it in his bag later. Literally said that RJ Ochoa asked for it and took it on his way out, yet somehow it ended up
in Rob's
bag.
Yeah. So you buying that story? You think he thought he was giving it to RJ and just telling us that to throw us off the trail?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he probably thought RJ might have said something, and I'll grab it and give it to you when I see. I don't know what the hell Rob was thinking. Granted, this is a guy that was getting up at 2-something in the morning. This was the morning after the cigar party, which was fantastic.
I was just happy for Rob that he actually got a night out on the town.
Yes.
I was happy for the guy. And he took advantage of it.
That he did.
He did.
That he did.
Uh-huh.
And his luck at the casino. I mean, he was like, all right, well, I'm down to one more spin. And he hit a jackpot. I'm back in the game, baby.
Rob's an interesting cat to go to a casino with. He
Here we go.
he did okay at the blackjack table at the Cortez.
Yes.
But he would leave for a little while and come back with more money. So, you hit that ATM machine, it pays off every time. Well, most of the time, if you got money in there.
Well, I mean, the reality is maybe he was just going to the restroom.
Uh-huh.
You think he was going to the ATM every time?
I think it was the ATM, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, I do.
You and I play blackjack very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Rob does not.
Yeah.
There are times just like, Rob, you got to hit that. No, I don't feel it. Then you see the card and you go, damn it. Should have hit that.
Yeah.
And there's other times like, what are you doing?
Yes. There are all those things. So I
got 12, dealer showing a 2. Hit me, King. Damn it.
I have to remember that, we're all friends.
Yes.
And so I just look the other way and hope it works out.
Well, and then my kid, Erica's sitting there a couple times, and she's learning. And, between you and I giving her advice, we're there. But, my kid can't count. Honestly. I'm looking.
She's got a master's and working on another one.
She does. Neither of them are math degrees because you're sitting there and she's in her, she's not even in her, on her fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know, the confusing ones. It's like, that's 14. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure that's 14.
I felt bad for Erica because the first night we went over to, where was it, the Link? That was like Sunday night when we got there.
Yeah.
And the three of us were playing blackjack and she was about to do something or whatever. I was like,
yeah.
And she was like, whoa.
Well, I'm glad because I wasn't paying attention there. And I was like, oh, good catch.
So, but I mellowed out as the trip went on, and after I scared the hell out of the poor girl.
Well, I mean, but I think she appreciated the advice.
Well, it wasn't advice. It was like, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But I think that's because the kid can't count. She can't count fast. She's looking at, especially if she's got 3 or 4 cards there, and then going through all the rules in her head. I guess I don't know. It's like what do you. But for the most part, she played well.
She did. It was fun.
Because I know, like at the El Cortez, we walked out of there up 275, so we were pretty happy. But but a couple times it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And Joe was, I could see you teaching it. It was so Joe was acting at that first night, a couple of times, like when you're teaching your 15-year-old to drive.
Yeah.
And you scare the hell out of them while they're driving.
Yeah.
Because, the stop sign is 3 miles away, but are you going to slow down? So what are you doing? There's a car over there. 4 lanes over, Dad. Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. I mellowed out because we're at the El Cortez. I didn't really say anything.
Nah, she was playing well there.
Yeah.
And besides that, I mean, I just wanted to keep yelling at Spence, who was sitting next to me. Like, what are you doing?
Poor Spence had like a black cloud over him the whole night, right? It was like the raining and the lightning, the cartoons where you got the rain cloud.
The fastest I've seen $100 disappear on minimum bets in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I thought, one of those magicians was around. Oof.
Y'all keep talking about Spence's night at the tables. What was he doing that was so
nothing
disgusting?
Oh no, it was let's say he was running a prevent defense with 8 minutes to go.
He was just having some bad luck. I'll tell you that. That's what I mean.
He had bad cards, but he also made bad decisions with worse cards.
Yeah, he was. His luck was not very good. That's for sure. That's what I noticed.
You have the book in your gut, and they were conflicted.
Yeah.
And granted, he had bad cards. Though him hitting on certain things that he shouldn't have hit on, I benefited from. So I wasn't mad at him, but he was out of the game pretty early. Was he? Because it was the 2 decks going through and they were hand shuffling.
Yeah.
So the luck was changing almost constantly. And Spence didn't.
He didn't stay around long enough to have his luck change.
No, but then again, we've all had runs like that where you just got to get up and walk away.
You can't do anything.
You got to
right.
get up and walk away. But he did have some really crappy cards. But on top of that, he compounded crappy cards with worse decisions. There's an old saying: "Scared money is lost money."
That's exactly right, and it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I say that all the time. If you're scared to lose, guess what?
It's
you're going to
gone.
lose.
It's gone.
It's true. It happens. So you got to gamble what you can afford to lose and not be scared about it.
But he did last long enough in the game to make a picture, because Tim has this ability that we walk into a party, we're all together, and he disappears, and then we do things, and he's like, well, where was I? Like we're at the cigar party, walking the red carpet. We take a group photo. Where's Tim? I don't know. There was another party, the Cowboys party.
Yes.
Where's Tim? I mean, that was a small room. Hey, man, right. Where's Tim? I don't know, but it's time to take the picture because you're in line. The cheerleaders are only there for so long.
See, I thought Tim didn't get a ticket to the Cowboy party.
No,
he did.
I called in a big favor to get that guy in. He'll never know. He'll never know. But we got it. We heard there was a party. I reached out, asked, said, I got you in for 4. I said, I need 5. No man left behind. Man, it's going to be hard. It's pretty exclusive, limited numbers. I said, I really need 5. And I got you. And, that's kind of what it is.
That's a good party. Thank you, Jerry.
It was a great party. Fred's asking before or after the fall.
I think that was after the fall. Yeah.
Fall was early in the week. Broken Tooth was 30 minutes into the trip.
Yeah. On a Nathan's hot dog French fry,
which were soft. I don't know how he hurt his tooth on, and it was my French fries.
Yeah, that's why he hurt it. It's karma. He took your fry.
Well, no, I offered them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this Nathan's hot dog, which, by the way, I would just say they're great hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's the fact that it's in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
2 hot dogs, French fries, and a drink. $46. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. It ain't cheap in the food court.
So, Lance, if you're listening, when I turn that in, 2 hot dogs, fries, and 2 drinks, $46.
It's what it is. There's nothing you can do about it, right?
Yes, right. Oh, my goodness.
Good
Fun
stuff.
times.
Good stuff. Let's talk about this Super Bowl yesterday. What were your thoughts on the game, the calls, the broadcasts? Patrick Mahomes, as you heard from me on Friday, don't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
I did.
You bet against him.
I did.
Loser.
I am.
Yep.
Can't deny it.
We'll talk about it next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I got some good news for you, though. I've got a message that's going to change your dental game in about 60 seconds. I want to ask you a question. You fed up with the same old dental routine? You know what I'm talking about, those endless trips to the dentist, dealing with missing teeth, temporary fixes that never seem to stick. Well, I got the answer for you. Doctor's Implants. Doctor's Implants, they're board-certified oral and facial surgeons. Well, they're ready to transform your smile. You can say goodbye to the frustration of traditional dentistry and welcome a brighter future. Don't let old school dentistry hold you back any longer. Embrace your future with full mouth dental implants at Doctor's Implants. You can check them out online at doctorsimplants.com. And here's the kicker. When you call them at 210-640-0000, tell them I sent you, Joe Reinigle from the Blitz. You're going to get a complimentary consultation and a CT scan. Your journey to a perfect smile begins at Doctor's Implants. So don't wait. Call them today. 210-640-0000.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs got to leave the country to try to win a game. They're in Toronto. They're 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. Let's see if they can stop the Schneid.
The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but the Dallas Cowboys exist. And we'll tell you what's coming up next with them. We start at 6 a.m. Bring the coffee, bring the water. Who cares? Just bring yourself.
Do you ever feel hot spots or cold drafts around your home while watching your favorite team play? Your windows may be to blame. Call Maverick Windows today at 800-972-3631 and sign up for a free quote and get back in the end zone. That's 800-972-3631.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's our quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right, yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund is belong to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Save up to 80% when you file with TaxSlayer. Start for free.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at mrelectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Super Bowl Sunday, fantastic game. Chiefs win in overtime. They go back-to-back.
Wow. So did I hear right yesterday? It's only the second overtime game in Super Bowl history?
Yep.
That's crazy.
You know, so many of the Super Bowls end up being blowouts.
Yeah, they do.
I thought yesterday's game started slow, but second half was fantastic. And even the first half, if you just want a lot of offense and scoring, yeah, that wasn't for you.
No.
It was a little slow, a little boring, but I like good defensive football, slobber knocker, if you will. And we had that. We had some turnovers by both teams early, red zone turnovers at that.
Yep.
And you wondered, all right, San Francisco dominated the first half, but they couldn't score. They couldn't.
They were only up by a touchdown at halftime.
It was one of those weird games that if you, I don't know, watching on mute, not really paying attention, you think San Francisco's up 21-24 to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, especially that first quarter, they had the ball for what, 8 or 9 minutes?
And nobody scored in that quarter.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. They had that opening drive that ended in a McCaffrey fumble, which I think really hurt them because they had the momentum. They had the Chiefs on their heels early in that ball game, first drive, in fact, and they couldn't put any points on the board there at all. So that was tough for them. But yeah, you could say sloppy play if you want to with the turnovers, but the ball that goes off the dude's ankle, I mean, that was just bad luck.
Weird.
Yeah. So, it was, to me, it was a great game, though. I enjoy that kind of football. I don't mind it at all. It was completely different than last year's Super Bowl, right, where you had not enough lights on the scoreboard because they were lighting things up there. But I enjoyed it, and the ending was just fantastic. Didn't come out the way I wanted it, but the ending was fantastic.
Well, and it provides so many different calls. Let's listen to what you heard on CBS television.
You move to the second quarter. That's right, because I can only feel people out there being like, what's going on?
First and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
And this was the Andy Reid special. This was the Andy Reid special we talked about. He was saving all day. He's going to fake a motion to go across. And at that moment, he turns and goes back Hardman, who they didn't have, right? And they go get Hardman and bring him back. And the game-winning drive of Mahomes' career, he's been waiting for. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never had it in an overtime. He is the best. He is the standard. When Michael Jordan wins it again.
Yeah, good. Tony, shut up. As a play-by-play guy, that's a 15-yard penalty on Tony Romo. That was awful.
I didn't see it that way. And of course, I'm crying at this point in time. So I'm not really sure how much I was paying attention, but I have no problem with what Tony did there. And I, because Jim Nantz, he's got a lot of great endings to things. Maybe he could have had another one there. I love the jackpot, Kansas City. So,
let the moment breathe. Let the pictures tell the story. And then I'm sure Jim Nantz was going to come in. The Chiefs go back to back, whatever it might be. The last play of the game, you don't need to analyze, Tony. You could do that later on in the post game. Final moments, broadcasting 101. The play-by-play guy has that call, that video, that play that gets shown forever with the call. And think about every big moment in a Super Bowl. The play-by-play guy sets it all up. He never gave the final score, which is part of the rule book. The Chiefs go back-to-back. Like, for example, here on 94.1, the Westwood One national broadcast, Kevin Harlan with the final call.
First and goal at the 3. Lining up in the clock at 10 seconds and ticking. In the shotgun, Mahomes. 4-man front, receiver in motion, low snap. He runs and he throws, caught, touchdown. It's caught. Hardman caught the ball. The Chiefs have won. The Chiefs have won. The entire bench empties. Chasing Mahomes in the end zone. Their third Super Bowl in 5 years. The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It is a dynasty.
It is a dynasty. Kevin Harlan's the best. But there's a difference in what he's doing, right? He's got no pictures.
Yeah, so radio, you've got to the excitement of those listening in their car, at their house, those that were listening to Kevin with the TV volume. I mean, that's what you do on radio. Now, over in London and all across England on Talk Sport, our friend Will Gavin, who we had on Radio Row.
Yes.
If you've been listening to this program, this station for a long time, we go to the Super Bowl and we always run into our friends. We call them the Brits. Will Gavin is like a Kevin Harlan or like a Rich Eisen in London. He is a big deal
star,
over there. Great guy, fun guy. And he was doing the play-by-play in the UK. This was his final call.
The clock is running. They held it. I thought there was going to be a timeout. 10 seconds. 10 seconds remaining in the Super Bowl. 9. Mahomes is in the gun. He calls it across the formation. He's out right to scramble. He throws it. Touchdown! Touchdown! Kansas City! They win Super Bowl 58 on a little screen to the outside. Patrick Mahomes yet again making the plays in the big moments when it mattered. And the dynasty is confirmed.
Good call.
The dynasty is confirmed.
Good call by Will. That was good. I love listening to that dude.
Dude, he's hilarious.
Well, he's hilarious, but that accent is outstanding.
He didn't work in Blimey in the final call, apparently, which is understandable. Great guys, and for him to have that moment, by the way, he is a diehard San Francisco 49er fan.
He is.
So for him to have a call like that against his team, that's he's a professional.
He is a professional.
He is a professional.
He could have said something about that Blimey defense was terrible on that particular play.
On their Twitter feed, on Talk Sport, full-time, Kansas City 25, San Francisco 22. Full-time is a soccer term.
Oh.
Instead of final.
Yeah.
Full-time.
Well,
yeah.
There we go.
How did it sound on Sports Radio 610 in Kansas City?
McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown! Kansas City! McCole Hardman with the catch on the right side. A 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game. 25-22. And the Chiefs Kingdom has started its own history class. Because for the first time in 6,944 days, there is a back-to-back Super Bowl champion, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs, champions of Super Bowl 58 on the heels of Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs do it in overtime.
Oh,
McKinnon is in it running.
That was good. That was really good, too. And obviously, it's your hometown, broadcast. They're really excited.
Absolutely, because you hear the thrill of victory, and in San Francisco, they heard the agony of defeat.
7 seconds, 6. They are going to snap it. Mahomes going to roll to his right, throws, touchdown. The Chiefs have won the Super Bowl. McCole Hardman. As they roll Mahomes right, McCole Hardman is wide open. And the Chiefs win the Super Bowl back-to-back years. Another heartbreaking loss for Kyle Shanahan.
Dang it.
Their color commentator just, yep.
Dang it.
Yeah, I could have thought of other words, but the FCC would frown upon
Well, yeah, and I probably said a few of those things besides dang it yesterday. I'm sure a lot of people did, whoever had San Francisco on their play card. Like I did. You don't like, and I didn't take my own advice. When they played Baltimore, I said, I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
True.
I won money.
I took Baltimore. I really thought Baltimore would win.
So see, you got spanked by Mahomes too.
I thought Buffalo would beat them. I wasn't going to pick against Mahomes again, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's a shame.
Yep.
It really is that close to having a hell of a day.
Yet that far. I mean, the good news is whatever you lost yesterday was house money because you did well in Vegas.
That's
you did
true.
well the last night.
I did.
In Vegas.
I did.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
To come home from Vegas with money in your pocket.
I mean, Joe Reinagel did so well in Vegas that he did not pay for dinner that night.
No, I did not.
It's all right. I turned in the receipt.
You did?
I put dinner, but I looked at the receipt. It was 12:45 when we ordered.
Yeah, I would say.
So it was like
about
1 a.m. when we were finally eating.
It was delicious. I do remember what I had, which is nice. It wasn't a, drunken stupor.
Well,
Too
it
bad.
was.
It
You
was,
just remember
but
what you ate.
I remember. So that's good.
And the only reason why we ate is because Rob Thompson decided we all needed to eat.
Well, we did. I mean, it was, that little slider I had at Jerry's party was just kind of worn off.
Well, the slider and the lobster roll were like at 5:30.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So 1:00. I mean, it's like a whole nother day.
And dude, when you're drinking like that, having a good time, I mean, food late at night is always better.
You sure? Yes.
Always.
Yes. Always.
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 Yeah.
Unless it's not.
Well, but you don't know any better usually.
Well, that was far too nice of a meal for a drunken stupor.
Well, I had a French dip sandwich. It was delicious.
I had shrimp.
Well,
Rob
you
had
always have
pastrami.
shrimp.
Rob
Jason orders shrimp everywhere we go.
I like shrimp,
dude. I know.
It's easy. It's good.
Shrimp. I mean, I don't know how many places we went. I'll have the shrimp. Even at the airport, yeah, shrimp.
Oh, they were shrimp tacos. I like shrimp.
And yet you got burnt out on wings?
I couldn't do shrimp every day.
Sounded like you did.
Well, no, I'm sitting there looking at this menu. We were at a deli, like an old school deli at Circa. And the place I wanted to go at Circa, which is fantastic, called 8 East. They've got a brisket fried rice there that is incredible. I can tell you a lot of different restaurants in Vegas.
Yeah.
Joe can tell you one casino's restaurants. But it was closed. So there's the 24-hour deli was there. I didn't really want a sandwich.
You got shrimp.
So I got shrimp.
At a deli.
They were fantastic. I was actually kind of hoping they'd have breakfast going, but we were too late for whatever menu and too early for the breakfast menu.
Yeah.
Which, if you're in Vegas, why do they have? It's like the airport. The airport in Vegas, they stopped doing breakfast at 9:30 on a Sunday. Why?
Well, it was a Saturday, first of all.
Or Saturday. I forget what day it was.
Dude.
I'm not used to coming back from Vegas on a Saturday, although I will tell you, that might be a new thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was fantastic. The airport wasn't crowded, and we had the plane to ourselves, basically.
There were, they said, 100 empty seats.
Yes.
Nobody has to share a row if you don't want to.
No.
And we all had rows to ourselves.
Yes, we did.
Which was fantastic.
Yes.
And the crazy thing about this trip, not coming home, is everybody had their own row. They never collected any coupons for beers.
No.
We took off on time. We landed early. And I guess because the plane was so empty, by the time we got from deboarding the plane, little stop in the men's room, because, Joe can't go 14 feet without seeing porcelain.
That's true.
We walked down to baggage claim, and the bags were already out.
Yes.
We did not have to wait at all.
It was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
I wish it was that way all the time. Obviously,
I think by design it should be.
Well, it should be. But, usually it's packed and, people coming in, and you got to wait forever for the luggage.
Yeah. That was
crazy.
That was the best part about that trip. It was like when we got to Las Vegas.
We had to wait a long time.
So I think they were making up for it.
You think so?
Well, because we waited, 40 minutes or so?
Yeah, because the president just landed.
And so everybody on the ground has to stop doing their job.
Yep, you got to stop.
And then baggage claim and then our suitcases, I don't know where they went, but my suitcase and your suitcase took forever to come off that plane.
It did.
Rob's came pretty early.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, crap, here we go. And then there they were. One right after the other.
Perfect.
It was
a great trip. It was a great trip.
It was a great trip. Great Radio Row coverage. If you missed any of our interviews, go to sasportstar.com. The videos are there. The audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, has all of the audio, or you can watch the videos. I highly recommend you watching Carrot Top just to see them. I highly recommend you watching Wayne Newton just so you can actually see him. Kevin Harlan, fantastic. Emmett Smith, fantastic. There wasn't an interview we did last week where I thought, well, that was a waste of time.
No, not one. And one of my favorites was early in the week with the owner of Circa and his guy that runs that. It really was, because it was fascinating. When do you ever talk to a guy that owns a casino? Not only owns a casino, but a huge casino in downtown Las Vegas. I mean, you don't get that opportunity.
And he was fascinating. He is a character, but you are also trying to suck up because he could be your new best friend.
Of course I was.
And nothing wrong with that.
The hell no.
Nothing wrong with that. That was it was a fantastic week, finished off by a fantastic game. Chiefs cement the dynasty. And in reality, and we have this argument with the Spurs. They won 3 in 5 years, but they never went back to back.
No.
Does it take going back to back to really call it a dynasty? I've always said no, but it kind of feels like this Super Bowl, everybody talking dynasty word now when it comes to the Chiefs because they did go back to back. Travis Kelce says, I don't care what you call us because we know we're damn good.
I don't care what people call us. I know I'm back to back and I won 3 in whatever years. Y'all can call us a dynasty. You can call us whatever you guys want. I know what we got is something more special than really what you see in the NFL. It's because the guys in this locker room and the head coach.
Back to the Spurs for a moment. They definitely were a dynasty. 20 years of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
5 championships. And so that's a destiny. Or dynasty. Destiny. Dude. The Chiefs, I mean, I don't know. And I think this is a valid discussion. Yes, they won back-to-back. They've won 3 in 5 years. Does 5 years justify a dynasty?
Back-to-back greatness. How do you define dynasty?
Well, I'm just saying it's a 5-year period of time.
The Patriots, definitely a dynasty.
Yes.
The Spurs, I put in as a dynasty, but I know Laker fan will argue, well, you didn't go back-to-back, so it doesn't count. Exactly.
Screw Laker fans.
So it depends on what team you're rooting for, I suppose.
The more I think about it, everybody's, putting this dynasty word on the Chiefs now, and it's 3 and 5. Is that is 5 years enough to be a dynasty?
In sports day, now keep in mind, they've also gone to a Super Bowl and lost. Patrick Mahomes has made the AFC Championship game. At the very least, every year he has been a starter.
Yeah.
So dynasty now, the makings of a dynasty. I mean,
certainly the makings of one, and it's an incredible 5-year run. I mean, obviously.
So is 5 years.
But is that a dynasty? Is 5 years enough time to be a dynasty? When I think dynasty, I'm thinking years, 20 years for the Spurs. That's a dynasty to me?
How do you guys define dynasty? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Pled says, are the 90s Cowboys a dynasty? Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yes.
Why?
Back to back. We'll dive into it and take your calls next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's see if I can see this clearly now. Of course I can, because Parkhurst New Vision, they've given me new sight. They really have. Lens replacement surgery over the summer last year, and my life has completely changed. I no longer need glasses, no longer need readers. Those things are in the past. And in fact, my results were so good with Parkhurst New Vision that my wife, Maggie, decided to get her eyes done, and she is loving the results as well. Look, you can have the same results and the same freedom from those readers that I'm talking about. I hated carrying those things around. First thing you got to do, though, is call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. When you call Parkhurst New Vision, though, at 210-585-2020, you're going to set up a consultation. You go down and meet with them, see the facility, see all of that stuff. First thing you're going to do is tell them your old buddy Joe Reinigle from the Blitz sent you down there. Second thing you're going to do is ask all your questions. If you have any concerns, questions, whatever, they will answer each and every one of them. I felt great about what I was going to do after meeting with the folks there at Parkhurst New Vision. You can too. Let them do for you what they've done for my family. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th. Presented by Flight by Yingling. 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
What's wrong, Cupid? Chris, I've lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people fall in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid. You don't say. Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick. Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow. I'll rub it in, Chris. I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason people love their Connecticut. Right now, I'll let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Just call 656-PURE.
You know, you're right, Chris. I love my Connecticut, too. My diaper has never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me.
You serious, Chris?
But you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Here in San Antonio, if our football teams aren't winning, we make changes. So if you're losing against your non-energy efficient windows, call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy efficient windows. That's 800-972-3631.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-721-9205 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-721-9205 right now. Don't wait. Call 800-721-9205. 800-721-9205.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
After years of discomfort, it's like I'm alive again.
Sonia Hackett talks about how QC Kinetics changed her life.
QC Kinetics has given me my quality of life back.
Before QC Kinetics, Sonia suffered from horrible knee and back pain stemming from a car accident.
I was wearing knee braces just to try to maneuver around.
Sonia hated the idea of pain meds, and surgery seemed too risky. So she turned to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics, the leaders in advanced regenerative medicine.
That consultation just changed my life. I can do the treadmill, everything. I don't have anything holding me back. The quality of life is pain-free. QC Kinetics has made us very happy.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
I'm going to get emotional again. They are like family members to me. They care.
Call QC Kinetics now.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Aggies basketball.
All the way to the basket, lay it up and in, counted and one.
KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is official now. Mike Zimmer is the new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Took a little while, but they got it done. Kansas City Chiefs are champions again, and they will celebrate with a parade on Wednesday. San Antonio Spurs 0-3 on their rodeo road trip. They've lost 7 straight. They continue things tonight in Toronto against the Raptors. Tip-off is set for 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons
The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Back from Las Vegas.
Yeah, in one piece.
What was the over-under that one of us wouldn't make it back?
Well, I mean, we always make it back. There's a lot of hijinks and stuff in between, but we always make it back.
True. Pledge, were you worried that one of us wouldn't make it?
I mean, I haven't seen Tim.
Well, he was fine the
We didn't
last time
kill
I
him,
saw
if that's
him.
what you're
Yeah,
asking.
he was good.
I don't know.
And we didn't drive him away either.
Things happen in the desert, I've heard. When you're in Vegas.
Yes, they do.
And we met people that could make things happen in the desert.
Mhm. It's only if you owe money you can't pay.
True.
Right? I mean,
True.
take you out in the desert and bury you.
I'm impressed. Nobody called in sick.
I thought about it.
Did RJ's voice make it back?
Yeah, he sounded like himself this morning.
Because I did not hear a second of the morning huddle today.
I didn't either. I didn't hear any of it this
Friday,
morning.
I was questioning whether he would have a voice this morning.
He was losing it out there. But yeah, we made it back. Although, yeah, I mean, Reinagle isn't going to call in sick, but he was thinking about calling in pissed off today. Reinagle had one hell of a morning.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did.
Can we talk about this?
Sure we can. Why not? So
Joe is not MacGyver, by the way.
No, I'm not. Well,
or Tim the Tool Man.
And I won't say the name of the company because they've been great except for this. Maggie and I bought a bed like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago,
give or take.
Okay. So it was supposed to be delivered last Sunday when we left, and I was a little bit bitter about that, but okay, that's fine. Then get it all set up and Maggie can, check it out while I'm gone and then I'll get back. Well, the guy comes in to deliver the bed, and we have everybody the headboard and all that stuff. Well, the guy said, look, the one you bought is not going to fit in that. And so Maggie says, okay, well then I can't take the thing apart. So let's just set up a different time for delivery. Well, that different time was today. So I wake up this morning and I'm taking the bed apart. The whole thing is all apart because the guy said it wouldn't fit. So we're going to have to figure out something else. So they get there. I got the bed apart. I got the headboard of the bed is laying up against the wall. And the guy brings this thing in. He's setting it up. I'm like, wait a minute. That looks like it was fit. So I go find a handy dandy tape measure. And I'm measuring the bed. I'm measuring the legs on this thing. And I said, we got a good 12 inches here of and then I woke up. And we got a good 12 inches here that we can play with. And so it fit. And so I said, dude, so now my whole bed's apart. The headboards, I got to reattach everything. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that. So I'm a little bit bitter. If the dude would have just come in and checked last Sunday, would have no problem.
So the guy that delivered the bed today, was it just a guy?
There were two of them.
There were two. And they couldn't put your bed back together for you?
Well, they didn't. That's not their job. They just make sure the bed's working. It's set up how it's supposed to be.
Are you sure it's not part of their job?
Well, they didn't offer, if that's what you're asking.
You didn't ask?
No.
So you've got a bed that's got all the.
Well, they were going to just say, it's because one guy came in. He said, yeah, I don't think it's going to fit. And so I went, okay, we'll have to figure it out. And then they bring it in, and I see,
plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
So he could have just slid it right in there without you having to take the whole thing apart.
Yes, exactly.
Because there was an extra 12 inches.
An extra 12, yeah.
So And he just eyeballed that and said that ain't gonna
Yeah,
fit.
ain't gonna work. I don't think it's.
So you think he was just lazy working on a Sunday?
Well, this guy was a nice. Well, yeah, last Sunday I think that dude was. These two guys that came in today were nice guys.
So the question is, though, now that it's all apart, are you sure you're going to be able to put your bed back together?
I don't know.
You're going to have to call the guy to come put your bed back together now, because now you've got to put. Well, first off, now you've got to put your bed together with your mattress on the floor.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
you got to move the mattress.
No. The mattress down the floor. It's on legs, right? It's got legs.
So a base.
Right. Well, we got a base because it's one of those that like leans
Retractable.
up.
Yeah. The incline and
it's
all
got
that.
A base.
Yeah.
And that thing looked heavy as hell. These dudes were struggling bringing that in.
So all you have to do is put the sideboards back on and bolt in the head. That's easy.
Yeah. Dude, there's not much room under that bed.
An extra 12 inches, I hear.
Well, no, that was the legs.
Oh.
The legs to the board there's an extra like 6 on one, 6 on the other.
Yeah. I understand that 12.
So we combined the 12. So that fits perfectly. So now I got to go underneath the bed and it's the other thing, right? These bolts I don't have a socket set, I found out. So I got a crescent wrench out, doing these things. So it took a while. So I'm probably going to go to Home Depot and get a little socket set.
Yeah.
I need that anyway.
You should.
Yeah. So I'll do that probably at some point. You may have to wait till the weekend. I don't know.
Your wife is not going to let that bed be unfinished for a week.
Well, she might.
She won't.
Well, we'll see.
She won't.
At some point,
you're either going to Home Depot tonight and you're going to fix this.
It ain't happening tonight. Well, it might happen.
You're going to call a neighbor or hire a guy to come fix this. A guy that has a socket set.
I'm not going to hire a dude. I can do this. I just got. I need the right
sound
tools.
Confident.
I need the right tool. I can do it. I took it apart. I put it back together.
It's easy taking stuff apart. It's much harder putting it back together.
I'm going to have to investigate and get in there and, figure out how to move around and do all that stuff.
You're putting a bed together.
Dude, you don't understand. you don't. It's not just you don't understand. It's not as easy as you're making it out to be.
Well,
because I know you damn sure couldn't do it.
Well, no. I mean, what you're talking about now, the hard part's done. If all you're putting is on the sideboards, the end thing, and the headboard.
Well, the headboard's leaning up against the wall, right? So it looks good.
Yeah,
that may just stay that way.
You just can't. It's not fastened in there.
It's not.
You go to try to break in this new bed tonight, and
it can make a lot of noise.
It's
boom, 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 boom.
Damage a wall and maybe get a concussion.
Hey, all with that extra 12 inches. I mean. Woo.
Maybe you shouldn't fasten it.
Maybe not. If the bed is rocking, don't bother knocking. I can't do much damage. I mean,
we know.
It's not going to last that long.
Poor Maggie.
Oh, she loves me.
Now, the reality is, I think this is all karma.
Yeah?
This is karma.
How do you figure?
A week ago, when you bought the bed, more than a week ago.
Yeah.
And they were going to deliver it the Sunday that we were leaving.
Yes.
You were, I want to say mad. That's not the right word.
Disappointed.
That Maggie was going to spend a week in that bed getting used to it before you.
Yes.
And so it all worked out to where she's not test driving it ahead of you.
It's perfect.
She's not found her spot yet. She's not moved in. It's, it's just, this is karma.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Quite frankly, I can't wait.
But what you're talking about doesn't sound overly complicated.
Well, it shouldn't be complicated. It was hard with the crescent wrench that I had to use this morning. But if I have a little socket set, it shouldn't be hard at all.
Always, if you have the right tools,
exactly,
you're going to be far better off.
But I did take it apart with that crescent wrench. It was
again, it's easy to tear stuff apart.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to put things back together. But in reality, in the length of your story here, you could have already done this.
I'll get it done. No, I don't think it would have taken longer than this.
Pledge, you think he gets it done tonight?
I didn't say tonight. I said I'll get it done.
I mean, phrasing, but no.
He's going to damage the wall if he doesn't.
I will get it done.
You got to break that thing in.
But it may not be tonight.
Dude, I know your wife.
I'm just telling you.
This is going to get done tonight.
Well, it might.
And actually, I know your wife. She might have already hired somebody to come fix it. So
well,
you'll come home and it's already done.
God bless her if she did that. That's why I love her.
She's going to make him do it.
I got to have the right tools.
Is it done right? And does it fall apart?
So when I call her on the way home and she, says, hey, why don't you stop by Home Depot and pick up that socket set? Then I'll know I'll have to do it tonight.
I think that your call will be, honey, I'm going to be a little late. I've got to stop at Home Depot and get a socket
No,
set.
I'm not going to bring that up.
You're not going to bring that up?
No.
So you're going to come home and then she's going to send you to the store later.
Well, she might.
Yeah,
but at least I'll have, dinner and
then you're going to be tired and then you're going to be grumpy about it.
Well, I will.
You know this has to happen.
Well, no,
why delay things?
Because I don't want to go to Home Depot.
Because you don't want to have to put this thing together.
Not today.
And get frustrated.
Not today.
Knowing that this is too much of a challenge.
Not today. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Send me a picture at 8:30 with you at Home Depot trying to buy a socket
Yeah,
set.
dude, that's easy. I can do that.
And then put the bed together.
Come in a little box. It's a socket.
Are you sure that's what you need?
That's exactly what I need.
It's not an Allen wrench?
Nope.
You sure?
I'm positive.
All right.
Dude, an Allen wrench. I have Allen wrenches. That would have been easy.
I have
Allen
wrenches.
I had to use a crescent wrench.
Surprised, do you even know what that is?
I know exactly what that is.
Is it the?
I'm handier than you think. Put together a ceiling fan once, man. I was so damn proud of myself.
Is this over at Valley Forge? The one
Yes.
I helped. The one I helped with.
Oh, you did.
The one I
That's
helped
right.
with in 1993-ish.
That's right.
4-ish.
Holy cow!
Yeah, we put that thing up, and it didn't last very long when we turned it on.
I was about to say, didn't that story end poorly?
Wow.
And if I remember right, it wasn't you or me up on the ladder putting that thing together.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. I just have never seen one fall as quickly as that one when it turned on. It looked like it was in there. The light worked. You get off the ladder, turn it on. How fast does it go? And vroom!
I was worried about getting electrocuted. Dude, that's it. Is the electricity off? Make sure it is, will you? And then you got to touch that thing and hoping for the best.
What does this chain do?
Dude, I'm not a handyman, and I don't apologize for that. I really don't.
I know what I am.
Yes.
And I have spent more money paying somebody to fix a problem that I created trying to fix something than if I'd have just called somebody to fix it the first time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like I said, your wife has already hired a handyman.
Well, I hope
you're going to
so.
go home and the bed's going to be fixed and all that money that you won in Vegas has already been spent.
I hope so. It would be well worth it. I have no issue with that.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
Actually, you know my guy.
Yeah.
He's been to your house doing things.
Yes.
My guy's great.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. And if you're having problems at your house with your plumbing or your air conditioner or your heater, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they do not have commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm here with my brother, Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com.
I'm a lawyer for you. I've helped you.
Yes, he has, and many others here in San Antonio. And that's why I'm so glad I get a chance to talk to you today about what happens when you get into an accident.
It's overwhelming for everybody involved. You have this paralysis of what to do next, who to talk to, how do you get medical care, or you're in the hospital and who's going to pay for this? It's this swirl of anxiety, and many times it's even worse than the injury itself. You have to help people through that situation. And I tell every client the same thing. Don't worry. I've got this. I will take care of this. Just worry about your family. Just worry about getting healthy. If I can do that for you and maximize your recovery, you stay in business, you keep clients. And for 30 years, I've kept every client I've ever had. I don't lose clients. I represent their family and friends because that's how seriously I take my job.
A lawyerforus.com. You can find him at 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com.
Did you know some ordinary cold medicines can raise your blood pressure? That's alarming. Fortunately, there's Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. It's specially formulated without alcohol, sugar, or decongestants to provide fast, powerful nighttime colds and flu symptoms relief for people with high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, try NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, colds, and flu for people with high blood pressure medicine. Use as directed and keep out of reach of children.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob Thompson and RJ Ochoa.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Dallas Cowboys remain the most talked about team in the NFL, despite the fact that they were nowhere near the Super Bowl. And despite the fact that I was nowhere near anything on Friday afternoon, I caught some strays. Joe, Jason, it's time to apologize.
No apologies coming, RJ.
Of course not. Apologize for what?
Oh, you leave early. Rob Thompson blaming you.
That's it.
So no apology.
No apology. He's silly for even expecting an apology.
The only one apologizing would be Rob.
Rob doesn't even have to apologize.
Well, I mean, kinda.
Well, it's back.
So we got
brought it to you.
Our Stanley Cup from our friends at Centergenics.
Yes.
So RJ Ochoa, he was leaving Vegas early Friday. He gets done at 8. I think his flight was like at 11. We get to Radio Row and we're missing stuff. Rob's like, well, yeah, RJ took it. Cool. Except he wasn't supposed to, but whatever.
Well, that's when Rob apologized. So
No.
I let him take it.
Yeah, no, I told him he could. He
Yeah.
asked if I could have one. Sure. But we'll get it back. No big deal. And then Rob Thompson packing to come home. Hey, boys, it was in my bag.
See, I'm thinking there's something afoot there with Rob Thompson. Blaming RJ, thinking we'll never get it back. And he just snagged himself a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. That's my Stanley.
Uh-huh.
And there's
I don't
another
know.
Stanley for you.
Something afoot.
Mm-hmm. There is. You trying to lead into some sort of foot fetish thing?
No.
Oh.
He kept saying that something afoot at the El Cortez.
You remember that?
Yeah, dude, he said it like every day.
I think it was from a movie line.
Something afoot at the El Cortez.
The El Cortez on Friday was a lot of fun. And RJ was taking a lot of strays there that he's not even aware of.
Yes.
Because he left. The one night for the morning show guys to actually do Vegas, not have to worry about getting up at 2:00 in the morning to go to work, go out. And Rob, like, literally got back to the house as we were leaving.
Yes.
Like, he finished at 8:00 and was gone. Boom, I'm leaving. He must have raced out of there because it was like 8:15.
Yeah.
We were heading to work, and then he took a nap. He showed back up like at 3:00. He's ready to go, and he was refreshed, and we went. I mean, Friday night was a typical Vegas night.
Yeah, he made up for lost time. That's for sure. He had a good time. I'm happy that he had a good time. But, RJ's not much of a partier, though, is he?
No.
So.
No, but I've seen RJ cut loose. We were at a place in Atlanta, on the outskirts of Atlanta. And I want to say the bar's name was Montana's. It was a weird bar. It was fantastic, though. We closed that thing every night during the Atlanta Super Bowl. That was a strange bar. The people in that place. I'll tell you stories sometime.
Well, that's when Rob didn't have to get up at 2 a.m.
That's very much true. Like, we met a guy that literally died twice in that bar.
Died twice?
Yes. There's one time he had a heart attack and he was pronounced dead, and then he didn't die. And another time he got like shot in the head and pronounced dead, and he didn't die. That bar was full of
9
weird
lives.
people. Yes. But RJ, all of a sudden, a couple, 3, 4, 18 drinks in, was doing karaoke.
Really?
Yes. I got video of it.
He's bad, isn't he?
It was maybe 2 beers in, but he was gone.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. That's part of RJ. You've got your designated driver.
Yes. That's a good thing.
That's what he's there for.
Oh, man.
So, Chiefs win the Super Bowl in overtime. Never bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Man.
And we talked about that a lot last week. Some of you listened. Some of you did not. Over under 47.5. The total was 47.
Yes. I would have won that part of it. I just had the wrong team. I did bet the under.
So you bet against Patrick Mahomes. After saying don't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
I did, but I thought, if San Francisco's hungry, Shanahan's lost twice already. This is their year.
One of the things that you look at, and Shanahan is now over in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that went wrong in that game for San Francisco. Getting an extra point blocked, the weird thing on the punt, just hitting the dude's foot. And somebody's supposed to be screaming whatever their code word is to get out of the way, right?
Yes.
Don't know if that was happening or not, but there were some weird things like that. Deebo Samuel was a non-factor.
He was.
Brandon Ayuk was all right.
George Kittle didn't do much. He picked up the 4th down first down.
One big play.
Yeah.
I mean, but in reality, their defense played great. Their offense played okay. I thought Purdy was fine. I'm not putting this like Brock Purdy is not ready for the moment.
Not at
I
all.
fired people like second. No. Kyle Shanahan wasn't ready for the moment.
He wasn't.
Kyle Shanahan in the second half got away from what San Francisco does best.
Mhm.
And I think that cost his team when they started throwing the ball every down. They had a couple of 3-and-outs in a row where they didn't run the ball. And they ran the ball just fine in the first half. And I say just fine, effectively. Effectively. You know, against that Kansas City defense, not every run's going to be for 7 yards, but you stay true to who you are. And listening to the broadcast where Kyle Shanahan said going in, he knew he needed to stay with the run game and they wanted to run it whatever the number of times was. They didn't do it. That is on Kyle Shanahan. They kicked way too many field goals, not enough touchdowns, but I think a big part of that is they got away from their run game, which in the second half, those 3-and-outs, incomplete passes, short passes, clock is stopped. That gave Patrick Mahomes enough time to once again come back from a 10-point deficit, which he has now done in 3 Super Bowls.
Well, and it also put a lot more pressure on Brock Purdy because Purdy was having to make plays and he was getting pressured big time in the second half where he wasn't getting pressured in the first half. So I think all of those things happened. It was just a crazy game. And I don't know why teams do what they do in second half. Obviously, Andy Reid outcoached Shanahan at halftime because they went in and made the adjustments that they needed to make, and it paid off for them. It was a hell of a game. I thought it was. I enjoyed every second of that game. I thought it was really good. And, you know, hey, Patrick Mahomes, the guy right now is the best. He's on a level that nobody's even close. You can name anybody else, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whoever you want to mention. They're just not even close to the level that Patrick Mahomes is.
His will to win, his ability to will his team to win. But when you start the second half, and I'm looking at their chart, 3-and-out, 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 3 straight possessions to start the second half. -5 yards, none yards on those 3 possessions. Although for those of you that want to hammer Brock Purdy, the last couple of times he touched the ball, with the exception of the kneel down with 3 seconds to play in regulation, touchdown, field goal. So there were 3 times in that fourth quarter and overtime, 3 straight possessions, Brock Purdy left the field with the lead. Problem is 2 of those were field goals. Only 1 of those was touchdowns. And, you know, they gave Patrick Mahomes just way too much time.
Well, they did. And again, when San Francisco driving in on that first drive in overtime, where everybody's criticizing Shanahan for taking the football after he won the toss, they drove down the field, 5-yard line, and then that's where they just stalled. And I know you kick the field goal there and hope that your defense can stop Mahomes, but boy, I tell you what, I really for a minute thought, just go for this. Go for this. It was 4th and 5.
If you don't make it, they've got to go 95, but at that point, they would only need a field goal to win. And the fact that so many on San Francisco's team openly admitted they did not know the rules of overtime in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs, after the game is embarrassing, I think, for the 49ers. And
that's a coaching problem.
And I wonder for Kyle Shanahan, because nobody takes the ball first in overtime. Let the other team go first so you can match. You know exactly what you have to do. Kansas City, they talked about being prepared with the overtime rules. You don't know the rules, lie. But everybody, man, no, we had no idea. Like they were unprepared for the moment. What if this thing goes to overtime? Where the Chiefs all sounded like they practiced this over these 2 weeks.
That's what
they
said.
talked about it in training camp, all the way back in training camp. They talked about it this week. If the game goes into overtime, this is what our plan are. These are what the rules are. So be prepared. Oh, Tony Romo in the final call, and well, the clock's winding down, and boy, there's no urgency. You know, well, I'm sure people at home were wondering what was going on. Like the end of the quarter. It's not like, all right, this overtime is over. We're going to start over with a fresh clock and redo a kickoff. Kansas City played it perfectly.
Yeah.
There was no rush for that matter, but the way Tony Romo said it, I almost wonder if Tony Romo didn't look at the rules guy and go, "The hell's going on?"
Yeah, he may have.
Because the way he said it, I'm sure a lot of people out there, like me, had no idea. Like, are you just going to kick a field goal here and go to double overtime? No, that's not how it works. But the way he said it, But San Francisco, man, those players seem clueless. And that's on coaching. I think a lot of this loss, and I know he didn't block anybody, didn't tackle anybody, didn't drop a pass. Kyle Shanahan, his decision-making in the second half and his team's preparedness for overtime, he is and should be taking a lot of heat, a lot more heat than, say, Brock Purdy or the damn kicker.
Yeah,
don't blame the kicker.
I don't know why Brock Purdy's taking any heat. What I saw, though, yesterday from Brock Purdy, and he's going to have to get over it, because Kansas City knew if you don't get to the quarterback, raise your hands. The guy, I don't know how many bad balls he had. And it made a big difference for San Francisco, because a lot of those plays, the receiver was open. If they're not batted down, it's a play. And so that's something he's going to have to learn in the offseason to try and avoid. And however you do that as a shorter quarterback, but he's going to have to.
Go watch Drew Brees tape.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to do it. But bringing that pressure, his numbers in the second half, not what they were in the first half.
Not at all.
And he started the game so good. But throughout the entire game, even when you would think it was stressful, he just is calm. He is a calm quarterback. Passes get batted, pressure's there. He didn't have time to set up, throwing things away like that one late. Chris Jones with the pressure, that probably would have been a touchdown if he would have had time.
Yeah.
But Kansas City, they got it done.
Get it done.
They got it done.
That's crazy.
Interpol is coming to San Antonio. They're coming to the Boeing Center at Techport on May 6th. They're, how do you say this tour pledge? Interpolaros? Sure? I don't know. Interpolaris? That's the name of their tour. And the band's called Interpol. Okay.
What does Interpolaris mean?
Why do you ask questions that we can't answer?
Nobody knows. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not even sure I know who the band Interpol is. They sound familiar. It's like I'll hear a song, not know who it is, look it up, and okay, that's who it is. I'm guessing that's what Interpol is, right? And their tour is called Interpolaris. Sure.
Interpol is like the people, if you commit a crime, you skip the country, they find you.
Well, like in the spy movies, the international
Interpol.
police.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they find you. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what Interpol is.
If you want to find Interpol at the Techport Center and go see their show on May 6th, you can always win tickets. Be caller number 7 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com.
Hey, I've got a message for you. It's really good news. It's going to lift your spirits on this Monday, especially if you were like me and you had San Francisco yesterday. Hey, have you ever been told that you're not a candidate for full mouth dental implants? Tough pill to swallow, I know, but you don't have to fear, because I've got good news for you. Doctors Implants, they're simply changing the game. At Doctors Implants, they're board-certified oral and facial surgeons. Well, they're ready to transform your smile. You can say goodbye to the frustration of traditional dentistry and welcome a brighter future. Don't let old school dentistry hold you back any longer. Embrace your future with full mouth dental implants at Doctors Implants. You can check them out online at doctorsimplants.com. And here's the kicker. When you call Doctors Implants at 210-640-0000, tell them I sent you, Joe Reinagle from the Blitz, and you're going to get a complimentary consultation and a CT scan. Your journey to a perfect smile begins at Doctor's Implants. So don't wait. Call them 210-640-0000.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs got to leave the country to try to win a game. They're in Toronto. They're 0-3 on the rodeo road trip. Let's see if they can stop the Schneid.
The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but the Dallas Cowboys exist. And we'll tell you what's coming up next with them. We start at 6 a.m. Bring the coffee, bring the water. Who cares? Just bring yourself.
Do you ever feel hot spots or cold drafts around your home while watching your favorite team play? Your windows may be to blame. Call Maverick Windows today at 800-972-3631 and sign up for a free quote and get back in the end zone. That's 800-972-3631.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save on bulk purchases of select insulation from trusted brands like Green Fiber. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 6 or more select interior pre-hung and slab doors. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Febreze Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Jason Minix here. Guys, your testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s. If you're feeling a lack of energy and drive, it could be caused by low T. Get your levels tested at Synergenics. They make it quick and easy, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, you'll get your results back at your first visit. At Synergenics, you will get customized care from testosterone specialists. Conquer your New Year's resolutions. Go to fixmylowt.com to book online. That's fixmylowt.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Attention all homeowners, do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-NEW-WINDOWS for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS right now. Don't wait. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS. 800-NEW-WINDOWS.
This is the AA Best Bail Bonds Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jackhammers it in.
Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is the AA Best Bail Bonds Game Night San Antonio.
Wemby for three. And Wembanyama put him in the friend zone.
The pregame show starts now.
Spurs do play tonight. The rodeo road trip continues. Very nice of them not to get a win while we were away in Vegas for a week.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't that nice?
Well, the wins are so few. I would have hated for one to happen that I didn't see, because it's like a forest falling in the tree. If I don't see it, it doesn't happen.
Well, it would have been nice for them to get one. And you know what? I'm looking at the rodeo road trip schedule. I'm not sure they get one on this trip. I don't know. They play some difficult teams, although Toronto's not that good, but they're on the road, and Spurs can't seem to beat anybody.
Well, and the Spurs are tired.
They are. They're tired. Wow. They're just, 20-year-old kids, tired.
They are tired.
Well, I feel bad for them.
I mean, we're all going to make fun of them. But I do think there is some truth into what Pop said.
I'm seeing signs of it in everybody, but that's the same with basically every team. It's the dog days and it's tough. I wanted to see how we would react on the road here on this road trip, because we've had before that. I think this is the fourth weekend of 3 and 4 nights, and that's tough along with the rodeo road trip. So I understand why they'd be tired, but we can't use that. They got to try to fight through it. I think they're having a little bit of a tough time getting through that.
They had 7 straight games at home. Rodeo road trip.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what the rodeo road trip has to do with anything. Every team has the same schedule. It's not like the Spurs schedule's any tougher than anybody else.
No, but the dog days comment that Pop made, I think was fairly honest.
Okay.
You're coming up on the All-Star break. I don't know how many games, and I could look this up, but I haven't because a thought just came to me. Over there in the French League, how many games did Wemby play? Like, you see that a lot with college players that are used to a certain number of games and they hit that rookie wall that, I could see if depending on what his game load normally is, even though he's been on minutes restrictions, the travel, even though they were at home, and I know they had that long homestand right before the rodeo road trip, I do think there is some truth. As much as I want to laugh at it, as much as I want to make fun of it, but it also sounded a little bit like the losses are, in that comment, wearing on Pop a little bit. You hear it from Wemby, because you could tell Wemby, young kid that is frustrated. That kid wants to win, but even when he was talking about the Spurs being tired, you could tell there's just frustration.
Regarding the way I feel fine, but the facts are not. All of our buddies are, impacted. So it's the challenge is going through that. Making those extra efforts, because even though we don't feel it, we're going to jump a little bit less high and we're going to run a little bit less fast than beginning of season, of course.
Look, I'll give Wemby a break, okay, for that. I looked it up, and don't hold me to it, but 38 games is what it said in that particular. So I'll give Wemby a break. But I'm not giving Devin Vassell or Keldon Johnson or Zach Collins or anybody that's been in this league a long time any kind of a break. They know what the season's all about. They've been doing this for, 4 or 5 years. So, to me, look, it's the season, it's the business you've chosen. I'll take your point on the losses. That's got to be wearing on them. It would wear on anybody, especially for a team that we expected to win a few more games this year.
See, right there, it would wear on anybody. But I don't know if it wears on this team, because Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson and this group haven't done any winning. And when Pop made the comment several weeks ago about if anybody gets used to this and they're okay with this, I'm going to ship their ass out, or whatever he said, right? It made me wonder if in that locker room you had, I don't care if we win, let's go out there, play basketball, on to the next. Keldon Johnson, I love the kid, and I know he has said he wants to be the same guy, win or lose. But when you're always happy and in a good mood, it does come across sometimes as you don't give a damn. I've never seen Keldon seem overly frustrated after a loss. Reading some stuff over the last week, and 100% honesty, and I don't think this is a surprise to any of you that listen to this show, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to what the Spurs were doing when we were out in Las Vegas. But I did read some of the stuff that's in the Express News, and the comments that Wemby was making about being more vocal and talking with Devin a little bit more than he had, I appreciated that because it feels like Devin is going to learn the hard way that he's not the number one option, that Wemby is, and Wemby is starting to let him know, you might be all right with losing, but dude, I am not okay with losing, and we can't keep making these same mistakes. We can't get on the same page if I'm not telling you what I think you're doing wrong, or if you see me doing something wrong, you telling me. They've got to communicate better. So it does feel like reading that, hearing these comments about being tired, dog days, that this group, and I know your head's going to explode when I say this, they need the All-Star break coming up. I think they need to get away and recharge and get focused for if I'm Pop, I want to use the rest of this season post All-Star break as a springboard to next year.
Get focused for what? That last, I don't know, that playoff push?
No, there's no playoff push coming.
There's not.
But there's got to be improvement coming. There's got to be something because
when? I mean, how many games have they played?
53.
Okay. Have you seen any improvement?
Very little.
No, I've seen none.
Very little.
I've seen none.
Very little.
You've seen some. You're implying that you've seen some.
Very, very little. But yes.
In who? Wemby?
No, I think this whole team got better when Trey Jones started at point guard.
Well, it doesn't show up on the scoreboard. And it hasn't. And they got their ass kicked just the other night. I mean, it was against Brooklyn, a Brooklyn team that's not very good. And I have these arguments with people on Twitter. Is you got to trust the process, Joe, and Pop knows what he's doing. And, we're just dumb fans. We don't know what we're talking about. Baloney. We can see what's going on. And I see nothing. Now, to me, it looks like a bad mix of players together.
Yes.
And that's my major complaint. Again, Tim Duncan had veteran players around him when he came into the league. And I think it helped Tim Duncan tremendously. Not to mention the fact that Tim Duncan played 4 years at Wake Forest. But I think that helped him. And until the Spurs retool and do that, because this team, and if anybody thinks this team is going to be that team next season, I hope you're dead wrong.
If you missed Kevin Harlan with us on the Blitz last week, he was on Friday. Go listen to Kevin Harlan, sasportstar.com, the audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can watch the YouTube video, and it's highly entertaining. He was great on a lot of things. But Kevin Harlan thought the Spurs were doing exactly what he thought that the Spurs should be doing this rookie year for Wemby. And when we brought up, Pop said at training camp this year was about winning. Kevin acted like he didn't know that.
Surprised, yeah.
But what he did say about, which changed our expectations, but he did say he thought this rookie year for Wemby is kind of going as planned.
So, he's got his whole life is ahead of him. His whole career is right there. Now, listen, we know Pop is 73, 74 years old, and he would like to get one more shot at it. I don't blame him. But I would think the worst thing you can do is push him too hard. I'll draw it to it doesn't equate, but I'll give you the Green Bay Packers had this Jordan Love who's taking the place of Aaron Rodgers, right? And this whole year for Green Bay was not about winning. It was about seeing if Jordan Love is going to be the next in a great line of Green Bay quarterbacks, Favre and Rodgers. And now this guy, who they drafted number one, but has sat on the bench, and now they got it's time now to show what you can do. And he did. And they were patient with him, and he hit some valleys, and the team wasn't winning. Then at the end of the year, he picked up his stride. He got hot. The team played well, and they made the playoffs, and they won in Dallas, as you well know.
Remember that?
Yeah, remember that game? Remember that game in Dallas they played?
I was there. Yeah.
It was awful. It was
awful.
But from just a football fan standpoint, to see that kid go in that stadium, do it against that team, was unfathomable. If you saw him play in the middle of October, and we did their game in Denver against the Broncos on CBS, he was horrendous. But they stayed patient. They stayed the course. They altered what they were giving him, and the rest is history. And they're not going to give him a gigantic contract. So I would think with Wembanyama, it's the same thing. This is a player who is going to be a generational talent, and it's not about winning now. All it's about, and Pop, I love him like a father, but right now it's all about getting him acclimated to the physicality of the NBA, the speed of the NBA, the precision, the skill. It's so different than that little league he was playing in Europe, in France. This is big time basketball, right? Against the best players in the world, and everybody in the world wants to play in the NBA. This kid's been drafted number 1. There's no player that's been talked about more. So I think catch your breath, give you that second night of a back-to-back off. Let's watch your minutes, which they were early. Is that now gone?
It's gone.
Yeah. That's one great thing. He has stayed relatively healthy. Am I right? Yeah. So my thing is let's just be patient. Don't tell we're going to win now. Say we're going to win, but right now it's like when you plant the crops, we got to water the crops, and we got to make sure they get plenty of sunshine and the right kind of weather and the right kind of message every day from the people that are fertilizing those crops. And I don't mean to be hokey, but my point is that let's not rush. We all want to win yesterday, but he'll develop. He's going to be what we all think he's going to be. Let's not say we're going to come out of the chute win.
Yeah, with all due respect to Kevin Harlan, and I love the guy, I love his voice. I'm looking at a copy of the San Antonio Current from before the season. Greg Popovich. Of course, we had a player with Victor's capabilities, and your prospects look a lot better. But this year, with development, I think one of the important factors to enhance that development is winning.
Yep.
So winning is as important this year as learning last year. The expectation of Greg Popovich at the beginning of the season was to win games. Nobody thought they were going to the playoffs. Nobody thought that they were going to be a championship team, but winning games was important, not another 7-game losing streak or the 20, whatever it was earlier.
And Pop set that expectation.
Yes. And so I don't understand. It baffles me that people forget that. It does. It baffles me that people forget that. If it's about winning, then hey, let's win.
Well, or at least seem like you're trying to win. And that sounded like one of those conversations that Harlan probably had with Pop, trying to talk us off all off the ledge. Because the expectation was set by Pop very early on at training camp that this year was about winning.
Wembenyama!
Because of that guy. And when he did that live on Radio Row, the whole room looked around.
Well, it's fantastic. Can I hear it again?
Wembenyama!
I love it.
One more time.
Wembenyama!
Can we hear it again from Kevin Harlan?
Wembenyama!
Beautiful.
He was great.
So when we have Wimby Wednesdays now, instead of that Wimba Yamba Nama, we can have Kevin Harlan instead.
Well, it sounds better.
Wimba Mama Mama.
Wembenyama!
Talking with Kevin Harlan Friday was fantastic. Let me hear that again.
We got a good 12 inches here so that we can play with. Yes.
Spurs Raptors tonight. Kevin Harlan not on the call, so you won't hear Kevin say this, but I could hear Kevin saying this all night long.
Absolutely.
Wembenyama!
Absolutely, because that adds excitement to the game. Tonight's game for the Spurs not on TNT, so if you want to add excitement to the game, make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to Underdog Fantasy.